Well, I'm fucking tired. But it is time to watch the dream video. I think I'll record it too and then just splice. Five to nine and 9 to 5. Ugh. Hoorah. Bam, 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 down, down. Together, 5 to 9, 9 to 5. Oh, I fucking hate setting up stream. Like, I actually hate it sometimes. I also just hate life and living and everything else. There we go. There we go. Now that it's there, let me there we go. At least it's loud. Okay. Why doesn't it display chats? Just refuses to. Ugh. Bruh. Yeah, let me see if I can, like... It just doesn't work. Okay, cool. Great. I want to be able to read chat, though. I have one idea. Come here. Maybe. Come here. If this works, I'm fucking golden. Because then I can read chat and... There we go. Please work. For people just joining, I'm setting up something to where I can watch the video, play, and read chat all at the same time. I should have thought of this before I started, but fuck it, we ball. Because I was gonna do like a live thing where I show my face and react to it, but I couldn't do that because my computer, my personal computer has fully broke, so it's just fully glitched out and I can't do anything about it, so that's fun. I'm having a good life, as you can tell. Come on, work, damn it. I wonder if it's a terrible idea. Let me connect this. Come on, work, you stupid fuck. There we go. Bro, okay. This is effectively pissing me off. I'm trying to watch either the stream or the video on my... What the hell? There's a Dynamite Productions with 1K... That's my dog, by the way. There's a Dynamite Productions with 1K... subs? What in the fuck? Why? Okay, why does this gotta be so fucking difficult? Why does this gotta be so difficult? Why, oh why, oh why, oh why? Okay, so this ain't gonna fucking work. Whatever, I'll just watch the video and play and then figure it out from there. I'm not gonna be able to read chat though, that really pisses me off. You know what, fuck it. I'm starting up my other computer. I'll just play bedwars while it's starting. Just to pass the time. I have a feeling this might work if I can get it set up, but I don't know. I wish it wasn't this fucking difficult. Motherfucker. It's gonna be a minute before I can actually watch the dream video. But, you know what, whatever. Hello. Medieval. Best map for solos on Lifeboat. If you're ever getting into bedwars, best map is medieval for solos. Because you're kind of spaced out yet, but like, you're close enough to everything, you know? All the other maps, the worst map is not Tundra. Whatever the snow one is, that's definitely the worst. I didn't get enough for either thing that I need. Both my viewers just left. I love streaming so much. At least now I can say whatever the fuck I want. Fuck you, da 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 da. You know, because no one's watching. God, I hate my life. Woo! Oh my god, my computer is not working. Fuck it, I'm just gonna start watching it. Go on, Turbo. There you go, good boy.
And honest. I go into my past. In this video, I'm going to be very vulnerable, open, and honest. I go into my past, I go into controversies, and I also debunk very serious lies about me, including by involving the police, legal teams.
I'm just gonna test on how that sounds.
Serious lies about me, including by involving the police, legal teams.
Okay. I'm just gonna test on how that. Hey, what's up, Illusia? How you doing? I'm trying to get it set up to where I can see chat and I can also watch the video, but it's not working very well right now. Can't really do both at the same time. And for some reason, chat isn't showing up on my screen anymore for streaming, so, and I can't get it to. I've been trying. If I can get it up on my computer though, then I could get chat on the computer just pause my stream, whatever, and then I can get. This is a long process that I probably should have figured out beforehand, but whatever. I think my computer has like been fully hacked, but I'm still trying to use it anyway because I don't give a fuck. Nine to five. Ugh, how have I not died yet? I'm like AFKing right here. Very surprised. It's slowly loading. If I can get it on my... Oh, that's how I've not died yet. He's coming, though. How you doing? Yeah, come here. Oh, pussy. Pussy boy, pussy boy. I'm trying to set up my stream, you bitch. Damn. I'm dead. Oh no. Guess not. That really sucked for that guy, huh? I actually might have it set up though. Think I can make that? Yup. How you doing? Let me see if I can get my computer. I'm multitasking, kicking this guy's ass and getting the stream to fully be working. Because that's what heroes do. Oh my god. It's so hard not. I'm trying to do like two things at once, man. No, do not update Steam right now, you stupid fucking idiot. I closed that window for a reason. Bruh. This guy's probably wondering, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm setting up my stream, Mr. Demon Fuck. Please open. Please work. Ah, that buzzing noise is pissing me off. At least it works. Stream is always updating. That's not good. Why can't I connect it to my fucking phone hotspot? Oh my god, dude. Whatever, I think I can finally watch the video and view chat at the same time, so that's good. Oh, I'm dead. Hey, how you doing? Fall off. Thank you. Steam, not your stream. Oh, Steam. Yeah, Steam pisses me off. Here, okay. Now I can finally... You guys ready to watch the dream video with me? All you guys are gonna see is audio, but it's fine. C. All you guys are gonna hear is audio.
Very vulnerable, open, and honest. I go into my past, I go into controversies, and I also debunk very serious lies about me, including by involving the
Tell me if
police,
it sounds
legal
like
teams,
shit.
and extensive research. It will get uncomfortable. I will get into details of my life that you probably don't want to hear, and I don't particularly want to share either. But it feels necessary given the circumstances, and honesty and truth is my top priority. As you guys have probably noticed, I took a long break from YouTube, and since the face reveal, I've hardly really uploaded. And I've really focused on other things and separated myself from a lot of the stuff I was doing before. You may think that this was due to the hate from the face reveal, or for other reasons, but really there was something else that happened right after the face reveal, and it really made me step back from what I was doing and have a lot less passion. If you've been on the internet recently, you've probably heard or seen some pretty crazy stuff about me. Whether it's the voice actor of Gumball attacking me, or accusations against me regarding grooming, you've probably heard a lot of pretty crazy stuff. I thought it's extremely important for me to make this video and provide as much information as I can, and I just want to right off the bat state as clearly as I can that these allegations are not true. I plan on going to extreme detail to prove that in this video, and to all the people that are spreading lies, fabricating stories, and making false accusations for fun or because they think it's funny.
I hope they're not true. I'm gonna be honest, because he seems like a stand-up guy. He's done stupid things, like his weird parasocial relationship with his fans and stuff like that. But it's mostly his fans that have a problem, not him, like, by himself. And I have nothing against him. It's cringe to say, I used to kind of watch him back when he got popular for his manhunts and stuff, and I enjoyed his videos. I am hoping he does prove himself innocent, even though there's not much to prove against. I've been working on a video talking about all the dream stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, there is no concrete evidence that he does anything that they say. There's none. There's zero concrete evidence that he had any inappropriate relationship with someone who he knew for a fact was a minor. So, to be fair, I don't believe it anyway, because I haven't found any evidence, but we'll see.
I don't care. I've accepted I'm a horrible person.
This is not funny. This is not a joke.
Yeah, that's also something, the girl who accused him, and I quote, has said that, and said, I think the exact quote was, "I'm not here to prove my side. You either believe me or you don't," which I think is the dumbest thing ever. And it's really funny to me. Let me save. He could be a sneaky guy. True. He genuinely could be, but also, I need evidence. Like, before, especially with someone of his magnitude of, like, 31 million subscribers, there's gotta be evidence showing that he has done these things, rather than, oh, I just believe it because he's a Minecraft YouTuber, and all Minecraft YouTubers are obviously pedophiles, you know, me being a semi-Minecraft YouTuber. But we'll see.
People's lives, ranging from my own, my family, my employees, to actual victims that stories won't be heard or believed in the future because of this. I understand that some things in this video are much more important than others, so I split this video up into chapters, and you can skip to and watch the parts that are most important to you. I will say that everything in this video is very relevant. I think they're all vital topics to include because they help clear up my character. So yeah, the video has chapters, and if you want to skip around, there's a pinned comment. And again, I realize that nothing in this video is as important as me talking about serious allegations, so I've made it really easy to skip ahead to whatever is most important to you. Just because there's other stuff doesn't mean anything is less important. Monetization on this video is on, but every dollar will go to a charity that's linked in the description. Otherwise, I want to start with the biggest lie I have ever told. The face leak photo was me. Of course, it's from when I was pretty young and I lost it.
It was him! It was him! We know now! Also, he has ads on his video. Well, yeah, but he just stated that they're going to charity, and he has a charity linked in the description, so I believe it. But also, the face leak video was real! The face leak video was fucking real! Oh, I love that. Cause that was back when everyone called him, oh, he's fat, oh, he's chunky or whatever. That shit was hilarious. And he just denied it. That's funny.
A lot of weight since then. It wasn't at all representative of what I look like now, but it was me. Obviously, I said many times that it wasn't, and a lot of people have and still do use that against me to say that I'm dishonest. But the reason I lied about that is because of the face reveal. I'd been planning the face reveal for years.
Reasonable.
I sacrificed so much by staying inside and avoiding cameras for so long. I mean, I had covers on
That's completely reasonable.
all my my windows, and even to go to the dentist, I left hiding in the back of a car
I haven't
and went to a
seen the
different
video
state.
myself,
Yes, I was
but
paranoid. I wasn't going
I've
to let
seen
anyone
people
take that moment
avoiding
away
it
from
due
me.
to...
Whatever I had to do to make sure that moment was suspenseful and exciting, I'm sure I would have done.
Wait,
and if
what?
anything, the face leak photo probably ended
I
up
can't
creating
see
more
your thing
suspense
because
and
of a
excitement. See if I
stupid
was lying or if
update
I
with the...
actually looked like the leaked picture. Now, of course, there was
But
a lot of
I've
personal
seen
information
people
attached to the
avoiding
leaked
it due
picture,
to
how it
that.
was found, where it was leaked
That's
from.
fucking
So that definitely
stupid.
contributed to...
That's fucking stupid. Who gives a shit if he's making a bag? In all honesty, like, who gives a fuck if he makes a few dollars from ad revenue? I don't care. Frankly, I just don't give a fuck. Even if he was guilty, it was a different story. But like I've said, I don't believe that he's guilty in any sense of the word. I believe that he did stupid shit. It's like the Too Mad shit, which I might make a video about, where everyone called him like a rapist. He wasn't. Even though he went like psycho on Twitter, and that kind of didn't help his case. In all seriousness, he was just an incel. He was just weird. I've seen the exact video of what she says was the rape. He was just being weird, and she fucking like went along with it. So I don't know. I don't think he was a rapist. I think he's just mentally unstable, which, let's be honest here, every YouTuber is mentally unstable. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Well, he's on computer. That's good. Or no, he's using an auto clicker. Anyway.
Why I lied about it. I didn't lie because I was ugly or because I was overweight or anything like that. And every time I talked about the leaked picture, I always mentioned that I struggled with my weight in the past and that it's disheartening to see people make fun of the poor kid for that, which obviously I was the poor kid. And I think that's something I'm willing to admit now because I face revealed. I'm not risking that big moment anymore. And I also feel much more comfortable about my personal information and how I look and so on.
To be fair, I don't think there was any doubt that it was him, especially after the face reveal, because it looks exactly like him, but fat and a kid.
The day the face leak was posted, I was playing a Minecraft tournament, and someone called the SWAT team on me.
Dream is
what?
AFK. I'm player here.
I don't remember this.
I was put in handcuffs on my front lawn with cops with rifles pointing at me, and I was pretty much swatted from that day on almost daily, to the point where the reason Sam moved in with me before my face reveal
I don't remember
was
ever hearing about
the door
that.
when police showed
It's
up.
interesting.
Because people started camping outside with cameras to try and reveal my face, and I needed someone else to answer the door. When the people that were doxing me thought that they had the wrong address, my family ended up getting swatted, and my mom answered the door thinking that it was pizza for her and my little sister. They were held at gunpoint with police helicopters circling the neighborhood.
That's
people
awful.
showed up at my house. People showed up at my family's house.
Swatting is a terrible thing. Like, I can see, like, it being haha, you know, the clip's funny after the fact, but the people that do it are fucking horrid people, like Swatistic and shit. Fuck you. Terrible guys.
The first time I ever got swatted, I made sure not to mention it at all. Funnily enough, I actually got interviewed by a SWAT team member while I was muted and playing Minecraft parkour with the SWAT officer right next to me. But yeah, it's just all to show that even though I was very adamant about denying the face leak, it was much more about the fact that there was so much personal information attached to the picture, and I wanted as much separation from it as possible. It had nothing to do with how I look. I'm very proud of my weight loss story, and I was never ashamed about it at all. I think that it's very encouraging to see people accomplish weight loss. I did it all naturally. I lost hundreds of pounds.
Fair.
You have not seen me at my heaviest, and it's one of those things that I think is very encouraging to others.
Like, he's
I love inspiring people, so it's a story I'm sure I'll tell in the future. But in that moment,
in like
it was not the right time to tell
way.
I feel like right now it's still kind of uncomfortable to talk about it, but it's annoying seeing the same damn picture. So here's some other pictures of me from before I lost weight, just so there's more variety.
He was fat when he was adult, too.
Now moving on to one of the most talked about controversies, the cheating scandal. I'm going to be pretty concise with this one because it's been covered a million times and most of you are probably pretty sick of hearing about it, but it's still really important to talk about. It's one of the most frequent reasons people point to as to why not to trust me. I did unintentionally cheat on a speedrun that I officially submitted to the leaderboards in 2020.
Unintentionally.
The speedrun mods were completely in the right for taking it down. I was using a disallowed mod for about a week on my live streams when a new version of Minecraft came out, and I was unaware that this mod existed. When I was defending myself, I didn't know that I'd been using the mod, and it's a really complicated and lengthy explanation of how it's very reasonable that I didn't know that I had the mod, so I can't go into that here. A lot of people say that it's impossible that I wouldn't have known that I was so lucky, but those people don't realize that it was a little bit of luck over a very long period of time, and not a lot of luck at once. It was actually only uncovered by a cheater themselves, who later got exposed for doing that same thing in the past.
That's hilarious.
That's right. Mine Crevenger, the very same person
Mine
that first publicly
Crevenger.
exposed
Who is
Dream
this?
for cheating in his runs, has just been caught cheating himself.
Oh,
and
that's
not
insane.
only cheating once, once, but cheating multiple world
What?
records over a span of more than 2 years.
I was defending
would you-
myself so confidently publicly because me and a developer had already considered and ruled out the possibility that I could have been using a mod. Carl Jobst, a very well-respected YouTuber that also investigates speedruns, made a video going into all the details. It's over an hour long. If you'd like to watch it to understand how that could happen and all the supporting evidence around it, you can. He is very critical of me in it, but here's his short conclusion that backs up what I'm saying from after his thorough investigation.
In conjunction with all of the evidence I've seen, I believe the essence of what Dream was claiming in his paste bin was probably true. In my
Yeah.
opinion, it is definitely more likely that he really didn't know his drop rates and barter rates were modified. Was it intentional?
He probably
and I do
didn't, to be
believe that he
fair.
probably wasn't.
He did a lot of research and interviewed a lot of people to come to that
Well, that's
conclusion.
cool.
He interviewed the mod team, me, developers, and a lot more. He even said something afterwards that applies
That's
to a lot of the
really
situations I'm
cool,
going to talk about
Toby.
today.
I
So
love.
go ahead and play that clip too.
In
He
one
sucks
breath,
at hacking.
people will
Holy
complain
shit.
that Dream is a liar, and then
I
in
noticed
the
he
next spout
flew.
made-up assumptions that couldn't be further from
What
the
an
truth.
idiot.
It seems like everyone is lying everywhere.
I'm still fully responsible for my behavior back then towards the moderators, regardless of my intentions, and I did
Yeah.
act like a little baby and caused the majority of the problems myself, so I'm sorry. Regardless of if you believe me
True.
or if you think that I'm being dishonest, since this all happened over
Honestly,
3 years
I don't
ago,
think
a
he
lot has
cheated.
changed
I-
since,
on
and I've done my
purpose.
best to move
And
forward
I
and grow as a
honestly
person.
don't
I did
care
my
if he
best to
did.
make amends with the mods. I apologized privately and publicly for lashing out at them.
That's my honest opinion. I don't give a fuck if he cheated. He could explain it on the video though and use chapters for people who want to skip it. Yeah, but he made didn't he himself make an hour-long video explaining the whole cheating scandal? If I remember correctly, he made a video about it already, and that was a long time ago. People are over it. I haven't heard people mention Dream cheating in fucking forever. I don't think people care anymore. I personally, I think it's kind of dumb if he cheated on purpose, but I really don't care. Also, I don't think he did cheat on purpose. Bayside Uwu is such a cool person. He should have linked that video, I guess. Yeah, probably. He probably did, to be fair. Yeah, all profits are going to Joyful the Earth. Am I alive? No. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I donated over $50,000 to the speedrun community through tournaments and personal donations to over 15 different speedrunners. I voluntarily
hate
took
this
down all
map.
my speedrun times, even ones that had nothing at all to do with the mod or the cheating scandal. I also deleted my original response video, and I haven't speedrun officially since. It's been over 3 years. Now that that's out of the way, I want to clear up some quick misinformation around it. One, it had nothing to do with my manhunt videos
Exactly. It has been 3 fucking years. Who gives a shit anymore?
or any video or speedrun I have ever posted on my YouTube channel. It was specifically live streamed attempts that I did during a 1 week or so period over 3 years ago. It's a common misconception that the cheating had to do with my YouTube channel, Manhunt, or any other videos I've posted. 2, I didn't hire a fake astrophysicist to defend me, which is also commonly said. Knowing nothing about math, but fully believing in my innocence at the time, given the accusation was purely based on math, I used a website for math freelancers and reached out directly to a highly qualified professor that said they'd be willing to help me. They even made one of their conditions before agreeing that no matter what their conclusion was, I had to publish their results, even if their
That
conclusion
makes
was that
sense.
I was guilty. I agreed to this.
Dream briefly explained the situation, and the expert agreed to help. The expert provided Dream with a few terms, one of them being that Dream post the results no matter the outcome.
Obviously, their report ended up getting ripped to shreds, but I had no idea that would be the case. I knew absolutely nothing about math, and I fully believed in my innocence. So when a highly qualified third party was agreeing with me, it made me even more confident in both. There was many factors as to why there
Okay, so yeah, the original response was deleted. I honestly I didn't know that. But I guess that's why he didn't link it. It doesn't exist anymore.
report ended up being bad, partially due to the public pressure and it being rushed, partially due to them not knowing as much about Minecraft as the mod team did. But regardless, I didn't bribe or make up a fake astrophysicist, which is something people frequently say. The speedrun mod team and many other
That's
parties
hilarious that
independently
he
verified
actually
their
made a
credentials and the fact that they exist. I also
real
put way
one.
more information in the description on this, just
They
for
got a real one.
transparency's sake, including proof about the professor, all of my emails to them, and even screenshots of messages that I never provided in the past. I think that's really important to
Wait, I saw that too. So he linked every email. That's crazy. I mean, that's some Kuwait type fucking receipts right there.
clear up because it's used very, very frequently to say, if he will go as far as to make up a fake astrophysicist to lie, how far will he go with other lies? And I would just like to point out that even though I didn't lie, lying about a Minecraft speedrun is very different than lying about very serious allegations.
True.
The next thing I'm going to talk about is a pretty big one that you might not have heard about, but it's a pretty important one. Manatreed. Now, if you don't know who Manatreed is, Manatreed is a content creator that I added to my server.
He's about to talk about the Manatreed stuff. I remember Manatreed a little bit from Dream SMP. From what I remember, I'm gonna see if I know this. From what I remember, he was living with Dream, and then was like a childhood friend of Dream's who got into streaming, who turned out to like be beating his girlfriend or something, I think. Let's see.
The Dream SMP a couple years ago. They were anonymous like me, and they had a very short career. There was a thread made about Manatreed saying that they doxed him and that he was an IRL friend of mine, had been charged with domestic violence, and that I was trying to hide it. Manatreed was removed from the SMP by me. All of his accounts were deleted, and I made a statement talking about how I don't support domestic violence. I wasn't aware of any domestic violence, and that due to how complicated the situation was, I decided to remove Manatreed from the SMP. I also strongly alluded to the fact that the doxed information was incorrect. Everything I just said was true, except for the fact that Manatreed was my childhood best friend. I came up with the name Manatreed, I made the accounts, I grew up with him, his grandparents were like my grandparents, he was like family to me. The criticism I get to this day related to this is that I intentionally housed and hid an abuser. Because Manatreed was faceless and anonymous like me, people said that it was planned deliberately in order to hide a domestic violence charge. This is not true. In late 2020, he had a lot of problems. He was struggling with homelessness, had been in multiple recent car accidents. I knew I could help him, so I did. I offered him a place to stay, I paid for his groceries and gas for a while, and eventually I came up with the idea to add him to my server. He was my childhood friend, I trusted him, and he wasn't a risk. I was anonymous, so obviously if I wanted to play games with him, his identity couldn't be known, or it would leak my identity. Whenever the thread first came out saying that Manatreed abused his girlfriend, I responded emotionally, calling people gullible, because I didn't believe that someone I had known for so long and grew up with could do anything like that. And at the time, although no one knew, he lived with me in Sapnet, so it seemed crazy that he could somehow hide it from us. I jumped the gun and reacted emotionally. Only later did I properly look into everything, and I apologize.
That's reasonable. I mean, especially, like, I'm not saying that this will ever happen, but speaking, like, with an example, a guy who's on my channel all the time, Blue, I would consider, like, my best friend, right? I mean, he's like a fucking brother to me. I've known him a good 5 years probably now. Which, I mean, I've known you, Illusia, longer, but I'm using him as the example because he's been in videos. If I heard that, like, if all of a sudden people told me he was, like, an abuser and he was beating his girlfriend or he did some horrid shit, I would probably defend him until, like, the last fucking word. Unless there was hard evidence. Because, I mean, he's my best friend. And I'm going to react emotionally whether I like it or not, at least at the moment. Because, like, I care about the dude. I don't think I would believe it either. So I see that as reasonable.
After I confronted Manatreed in real life, he claimed that he wasn't an abuser, that he had just had an altercation with another guy, and that his ex-girlfriend got in the middle of it. He claimed that he never hit her, that he had just caught her cheating and was fighting the guy that she was cheating with, that the cops got called, and that he got arrested. This is just what he said. This altercation would have taken place around a year before he moved in with us, and I had no knowledge of it. People thought that domestic violence took place when he lived with us because my address was on a court document of his, but that was far after when he was on probation and had to tell the court where he currently lived. He also lied to us and told us that he was on probation for smoking weed in order to not have us question anything suspicious related to it. Even though he claimed to me that he wasn't abusive to anyone, I couldn't just take him for his word, and so I did research myself. I reached out to his ex-girlfriend and talked to her about it all. She wouldn't really say that much. She said to give Manatreed the best wishes for his future, and that his mistakes were behind her, and that she just wanted to be left alone online. I don't want to push her for information, so because of that, I didn't feel comfortable having Manatreed on the Dream SMP anymore. I didn't have full confidence that he was being honest with me because he had already lied to me, and I was also still faceless and really didn't want to have to dox myself to explain the situation. I decided the best idea would just be to remove him from the server. I had created all of the accounts, so I completely shut them down and removed his access. That meant that there was absolutely no risk that, even if he was lying, he would ever cause future harm because of me. Unfortunately, this wasn't a cut and dry situation. This was one of my childhood best friends that had always treated me with kindness and had lied to me in Sapnet. And unfortunately, due to all of this, I have no contact with him and lost someone that was like family to me. I'll never know the exact truth behind everything. The person that I knew was kind, generous, and compassionate, and I never would have added him to the server if I thought he was anything otherwise. But what I do know is that, other than my initial crude response, I stand by my actions. I think that I navigated a really complex situation the best that I could. I got rid of any risk, supported a victim, made it clear that I didn't support domestic violence, even to the detriment of one of my oldest friendships. I completely understand people that don't know my side of this situation, assuming that this makes me a liar, and that it's obvious that I was covering up wrongdoing. I even had creators that thought this until they talked to me about it. It's not unreasonable at all, and that's why I figured I had to talk about it in this video, even if it is personal and uncomfortable. Before I jump into the most important things I'm going to address, I want to talk about something that's come up a lot due to these allegations, and something that's commonly said to give credibility to me.
I honestly think he handled the Mana Treed, situation as well as he possibly could. That's my opinion.
Being a bad or weird person. I'm going to play a clip from Moist Critical, who talked about the allegations pretty neutrally, to his credit. But while talking about them, he said this.
Dream's audience has always been on the younger side of things, and yet Dream constantly engages with them in very inappropriate ways, such as posting thirst traps. He does post thirst traps, even...
Yeah, this is a thing that I definitely agree with Mr. Critical. I was going to call him Charlie, but I'm like, wait, I don't know the guy. That seems weird to call him by his first name. But Dream has a weird parasocial relationship with his fans that I think is something that definitely needs to be avoided with at least his type of fan base, where they're all usually either very young or what's a nice way to say it? Very gullible, I guess, impressionable. They'll I don't know. They have a weird type of relationship with a content creator, I guess. And I think that's a big problem with my community. However, I'm your best friend. So that's how it is.
Knowing that his fans are children. So when these claims come out, I think a lot of people start to take them at face value because they're like, oh, that sounds like the Dream that I know. This sounds like something Dream might do, so it's probably true. Even though right now a lot of the evidence backing it up isn't the strongest.
Now, before I talk about this, I just want to ask that if you're watching this and you share the same opinion, try and give me the benefit of doubt, genuinely listen to what I have to say, and discard your preconceived biases. Because yeah, if you think someone's creepy and then they're accused of being a creep, it clearly changes how...
I'm going into this, by the way, genuinely no bias from me. I haven't been a fan of Dream for a very long time. I have no bias talking about any of this. If he's a fucking creep, then he's a fucking creep, and I hope he goes to hell forever, but I genuinely don't believe that at all.
Think. So I'm going to break down multiple things that Charlie said because I respect him. I respect his opinion. I think he's a super reasonable guy, and I think he's an awesome content creator. One of the things that he said is that I post creepy pictures and thirst traps.
He does post thirst traps.
That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Uniquely, because I didn't reveal my face until last year, I can actually pretty reasonably show you every photo and video of myself that I've ever posted on the internet. So they're going to start scrolling by now in a completely random order. While you watch, it's important to note that what you post on something like Snapchat is very different than something you'd post on Instagram or Twitter.
I'm trying to look at
ads every 5 or 6 photos and encourages you to post upwards of 100 photos or videos a day to have the most growth and make the most money. They only last 24 hours like an Instagram story. So on Snapchat, you kind of just spam anything. So for me, it's silly filters, my cat, whatever food I'm eating that day. I get a haircut. Because of that, it's much easier to take one silly photo from Snapchat out of context and make it out to be something that it's not. On top of that, There's a lot of fake accounts that I think people fall for all the time. They post thirst trap captions using my photos, and with how many likes they get, there's a lot of people that casually scroll Twitter and think their posts are mine. There's one specific one that was extremely popular and verified before it was suspended. It posted tweets like this.
Dreamless Stalin was suspended. If you don't know who Dreamless Stalin was, he... Actually, I say but he deserved it. It was a account that took Dream's whole identity for a little bit there and just kind of made very bad tweets on pretending to be Dream, but it was so obviously a joke. Some people believed it. I followed the guy. I thought it was fucking hilarious, but then again, I can understand. I had so much. Ugh. I can understand where Dream would be coming from with wanting it gone, and I completely agree with the suspension, because he did post terrible shit, abhorrent shit pretending to be Dream.
And this, and this. These are just completely normal photos I posted of myself with no caption, but they repost them and put a weird caption. This has fooled tons of people, including people that have made pretty big videos about me, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Charlie saw this account a couple times and thought its tweets were mine. A lot of people also say stuff like this.
I don't know why he still uses Snapchat. It's still kind of weird. I told you, if you're a grown man using Snapchat,
which I think is super reasonable to think. If you don't know that there's creator accounts now that work.
I guess that's reasonable to think, but yeah, there are creator accounts that work differently than a normal account that, like, everyone has, like, fucking, I don't know, weird examples, like Balin Levine or Tommy in it, you know, they all have a Snapchat linked in their description. I personally don't really use Snapchat very often or enough to, like, want to even follow these guys. I don't really like Snapchat. I think it's a dumb website for literally no pay. Like, there's no reason for its existence, in my opinion, because it's literally a combination of a bunch of other apps. It just takes from other things and tries to make it their own, which I think is a very weird thing. But yeah, it's whatever.
Very differently to normal Snapchat accounts.
Also,
you can promote stuff to
that
millions of
fucking
people
guy.
through Snapchat's algorithm, and even as of recently, you can make a lot of money. Obviously, encouraging you to post whatever random stupid photo you took. I mean, I hardly even log into my Snapchat myself, and even have someone else completely run the account, because there's a manager account feature where I can just post from my personal Snap and never even see any of the messages. I also sometimes have people say that I'm weird because of fan art account likes from my fan art account, so I just want to clarify, I'm not the one behind 99% of the likes. I've never made that public because it is beneficial for artists for people to think that it's me every time, but again, when it's being used against me to say I'm creepy, I have to clarify.
Hi, so I've ran Dream's public Snapchat since January 2020.
Also, how would that, like, is he liking weird fan art? How is that weird? A creator liking fan art of him? Bro, if someone made fan art of me, dude, I would go crazy. That'd be amazing. No one's going to, but that'd be awesome.
There's nothing weird, and he doesn't really even log into it. I also run his fan art account and have been since January 2022 as well. I'm good friends with Dream and the Dream
Is that Drista?
team, so he thought I'd be a good pick to run it. I mostly just like and retweet art. I'm banished from replying. Sometimes people will call him creepy for stupid stuff that I've liked, and I've never really taken it seriously because I just think what's being depicted in the art is funny to me, like DNF kissing art or something, because I'm their friend and it makes me laugh. It just happens to be really good art. But when it's being used to say that Dream is creepy or weird, I feel really bad because he's definitely not. There's been times that he's messaged me and told me to unlike something or just thought was impressive artistically against him.
I can still be more careful about what's liked on the account though, and I also can re-clarify my boundaries, which I do at the end of this video. But I will just say here that I've never supported not safe for work art of minors or from minors. I think that that's weird and gross, and I clarify my boundaries on myself later in the video, but generally it's just
Who's
I
here?
don't
What
want
the
anything weird
fuck?
drawn of me. I also later have the person who used to
No,
run the
I'm
account
streaming.
back in 2020 say
No.
something as well. But yeah, like
I
one
heard
out of
him
every
speed
1,000
bridge. He's gonna
Snapchats
kick
I
my
post,
ass.
people end
Well,
up spreading and
he
making
didn't do
fun
it.
of, which is fine, of course, but it's when it's made out to be weird that it's disingenuous. Now that's not to say that I'm posting the exact same thing as everyone else, or that what I'm posting isn't different than other people. It definitely is. I was faceless for a very long time, never took pictures of myself, and had no social media before YouTube. So you're seeing literally my first time ever taking pictures, and I am just a little goofy. Again, it's fine to make fun of, like some of these pictures are stupid, but using them as evidence that I'm weird or making them out to be weird just isn't fair. I don't really take myself
that was
seriously.
sad.
I don't think I'm super attractive. I don't think I'm super funny. I think a lot of people misunderstand some of the things that I post that are satire. A lot of my videos before I did Minecraft challenges were satire videos, and I still post a lot of satire. A perfect example of this is my unface reveal. I posted a video on my channel where I unrevealed my face. It's a satire video. I have my two best friends burst down my
Obvious.
door, tell me that I'm ugly.
Obviously. Was there a question? Like, did people think that was real?
Put my mask back on, which I agree with, make a professional mask, and then go through the McDonald's drive-thru with it on, while saying that I'm never taking it off ever again. The number of people that took this seriously was in the tens of millions. People see the headline, assume that sounds like something that cringe guy would do, and then it's history. And the same thing happens with my TikToks. Like, almost my entire TikTok page is sarcastic, but every now and then, someone will take a TikTok of mine completely seriously. Like, I posted a video of me with the chat filter on and said no filter right after the face reveal. I made a TikTok where
I wonder if he'll mention the one where he opens. If you didn't see this, this was funny as shit. But like in the middle of all the allegations, he opened a quote unquote fan mail where it was a T-shirt that said "I love minors" with some Minecraft art on it, and it was fucking hilarious. In my opinion, I thought that was like funny as shit, but people took it like seriously, and I don't understand how.
I take off the mask and use an ugly filter. Another TikTok where I make fun of the face leak photo, or many other sarcastic posts. But then I post a TikTok where I'm in a Walmart wearing my mask, and people take it so seriously. I get tons of hate, and it said how cringe it is that I would go shopping in my mask, that it's pathetic that I'm trying to hide my face after I already revealed it. Or I post a TikTok where I sing one of my songs, say no auto-tune, and then kiss the camera. And it's that I'm trying to be hot or think I'm such an amazing singer, instead of that I'm self-aware and playing.
I feel like it's obvious that these videos, like, I don't understand how people, who the hell? Who the fuck are you, Tweak Wizard? Fucking twink ass. Twink Wizard? Oh, okay. I didn't mean that in the derogatory way, by the way. I realized I just kind of, I heard tweak, and then, yeah, I apologize. Anyway.
Into the cringe. I didn't watch that and go, you are so cool. You are such an amazing singer, and you're also hot. Like, it's not serious. Yes, I do post cringy stuff sometimes, and I'm not trying to say that I've never been cringy, or that you can't make fun of content that is intentionally cringy, but I've never posted anything that you could remotely say is a thirst trap, or inappropriate for my audience, because as you can see, in the context of all these other photos I've posted, it's not honest to single out one weird Snapchat out of context of the thousands I spam, and then say that I post creepy photos. But yeah, like, one photo I posted was heavily spread as a thirst trap by parody accounts, and it's this. I'm supposed to be dead. It's definitely not a thirst trap, but it's not like I was sending it to somebody and being weird. I was just spamming photos on my public story.
Oh no, George Not Found is giving him the Schlopperson!
Oh no. Like, yeah, it's goofy. It was not a thirst trap. I posted one or two photos with my shirt off ever, and this one's because I thought it was cool to see my hair comb back since it's always forward. And you can't even see me or my body. There's also this monstrosity that's frequently shared. Like, this is a gross photo. I look terrible. This is not a thirst trap. This is a terrible photo. This is just disgusting. I was just spamming photos, didn't think much of it, and posted it. And now it will haunt me until the end of time. I'm cringy and being serious when I make satire posts. I'm full of myself when I post a normal photo. I'm gross when I post a bad photo. I'm weird when I post a silly photo. It's just people assuming the worst or just not knowing who I am, which I guess is fair. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the thirst traps thing. But obviously that's just photos. Now in terms of other stuff, I've definitely had my opinions morph over time, especially since I've face revealed and actually got to meet fans in person. But we can still talk about some old stuff that people frequently use to say that I'm weird. First of all, me calling my fan base kittens. Now, this was a stupid tweet. If I could go back, never would have tweeted it. I completely understand that without knowing my intentions or what I actually meant, it could seem super weird.
I want to mention the fact that I kind of wish I hid my face, because it would be so cool to do a face reveal. I feel like that'd be so cool, but whatever. I've always thought about that.
The whole Discord kittens meme wasn't as big yet, and I just tweet so much, I just wasn't really thinking. It came out horribly, and I will never live this down.
Why don't you take knockback?
Make fun of me for
Why don't you take knockback?
I was just trying to explain that when I say I love my audience, I don't mean it in the same way that I love my friends or my family. That I mean it in the way that I love dogs. Even though I don't know every dog personally, I can still say I love dogs. I should not have said kittens, but it's not what I meant. It was a stupid tweet. I've tweeted tens of thousands of times the last few years. It wasn't my brightest moment, but it also wasn't me trying to be weird or going kittens. It was just an analogy that I regret using. Another point of evidence towards the dream is weird narrative was me quote unquote selling my baby pictures. In 2022, my merch company sold a flash drive that was dream themed. It was going to be sold empty, and then my mom and my dad, who helped run my merch company, had the idea to put some random stuff onto the drive.
Someone's on my base.
It felt more unique.
Someone's on my base.
It was a cool idea. The content on the drive
Red's
wasn't
back,
always being
Red's back.
sold.
No,
it was the
no,
slap
no,
wristband
no, no, no,
flash
no,
drive itself.
no.
We added some drafts of books I wrote from when I was a teenager, some memes, some old Minecraft screenshots of me and my friends, some notes and emails from teachers talking about me being rebellious in middle school, and yes, 2 pictures of me from when I was a baby. The intent wasn't at all to sell pictures of me when I was a baby, which other celebrities have actually literally done. The intent was just to show a little bit of where I'm from, like you would show pictures in a biography you would sell or something.
That'd be fucking
it was
weird.
My version
having
of a little biography.
Having a baby picture.
Pictures and quotes.
Someone.
I think there's definitely something to be said about the concept of being in possession of a file of someone else's baby picture versus it just being in a physical book, so I totally get it. But you have to recognize that that's clearly not the intention. It should be something funny or cringe to make fun of and not be a serious thing, like being about pedophilia. But yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell by the pictures going by, I have a pretty normal life. I think I'm a pretty average guy, and 99% of the things I post online are extremely normal. Despite how much I've put myself out there, there's only a few weird out-of-context things to show for it, and a couple goofy photos. So yeah, I think when people say that I post thirst traps or post predatory things to my audience, they're just misinformed. I don't think that Charlie is being malicious at all. It's just a lot of misinformation, and it's something I've never really made an effort to clear up. I always lean into the cringe, but when it's being used to strengthen serious allegations, that's when I kind of have to really break down how I am. But yeah, I mean, on top of all that, my audience is not as young as people think. This isn't a hill I'm gonna die on, because I know a lot of people have their minds made up or could not be convinced. Believe it or not, I have one of the oldest audiences in all of Minecraft YouTube. I started YouTube through coding and extremely...
That's not true. No? He doesn't I would okay. I would say he doesn't have the youngest audience in YouTube of YouTube Minecraft. I would say that's probably like those what are those people called that have the weird Minecraft roleplay, the Chad guy or whatever. It would probably be those guys, but he definitely does not have the oldest. I would say the people that have the oldest community, or like the oldest like of age community, would be like Captain Sparkles or Ant Venom or fucking, I don't know, Gizzy Gaza, like Sam Gladiator, like all these legends of old Minecraft YouTube. He definitely does not have anywhere close to the oldest community.
Complex stuff, like reverse engineering PewDiePie's Minecraft seed. My videos, even to this day, are super long, don't have that quick retention style editing or sound effects or anything that a lot of channels do. And I also have a large pro gamer audience because my videos involve a lot of technical skill. My audience outside of YouTube is younger, but the vast majority of people I get recognized by on the street are college aged. And usually dudes being like, what the it's Dream! On Twitch, I've covered heavy topics. In this video, I'm covering heavy topics. Me and my friends all swear on every other platform, and we're definitely not kids' channels in any way. Just because I post Minecraft videos doesn't mean that my audience is just...
Yeah, but I still wouldn't say you have an older audience than majority of Minecraft YouTube. I would say his audience is in the weird middle ground where it's either like college kids to like people like in fucking high school or middle school to like children. Minecraft would also attract kids though. Well, yeah, but I feel like that's like not even a way to like every Minecraft YouTuber has like kid some sort of kid audience, I would say, in some way, but I feel like audience and like I don't know how to put this. Audience and impressions, I feel like, are a different thing. Like, the people that randomly click on my stream and then go away, I wouldn't consider an audience. I would consider that just an impression on my stream. While someone who subscribes or, like, put someone on blast, Lonesome, you know, great guy. I talked to him a couple times, who subscribed to my channel, you know, comes back on a semi-frequent basis. I would consider him a part of the audience. And I think like someone clicking on this stream because they see Minecraft and Dream is likely to be a kid, but the person to stay would be more likely to be an adult. I don't know if that made any sense to you. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's the best way I can explain it right now anyway.
Little kids. Most people that watch me either used to play Minecraft or don't even play Minecraft at all. I think Charlie's audience is, of course, much older than mine, but if I posted photos like these, which, to be clear, if I was ripped as hell like Charlie, I would, 100%. It would be made out to be predatory because it's me, when it's not at all. And that same standard isn't applied to TikTok stars.
Well, that's a standard, I think, not just Dream. I think that's a standard of Minecraft YouTube. I think that, like, because Minecraft YouTube has a bad reputation of being predatory, which is really sad for our community, but I think it's like I think it's just an overall thing. I don't think it's a Dream thing. It's definitely partially a Dream thing, but overall I think it's like because we've had people like Lion Maker or fucking Jim Bob Gaming, where like these big names turned out to be very creepy people, and both people that I watched when I was younger. It's sad that we have the reputation of being predatory, but that's kind of what YouTube is, and what specifically Minecraft YouTube is, and it's a very sad thing.
Really anyone else but me, just because I'm the Minecraft guy. A lot of the photos me and Charlie have posted are actually really similar. It's just people cherry picking goofy photos of mine and then making them out to be weird. When it's just me posting random photos, because that's literally part of our job. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Now to move on and talk about some really important stuff. Over the last year and a half, there's been a bunch of really serious allegations made against me. Some of them were quickly disproved, others admitted they were lying, but there's still some that I'm going to address in this video. The first allegation made against me was pretty quickly discarded. It was an allegation of flirting and had some inconsistencies. I'm still taking it seriously though and don't want to overlook anything, so I'm going to talk about it now. The first ever allegations against me that were spread pretty far were made the day after my face reveal, on October 3rd, 2022. A girl named Anastasia tweeted out, "He's only face revealing because he's scared that I'll do it first." And then she followed it up by tweeting,
Gollum?
"I'm too tired / real life struggling to get involved, but the YouTuber trending right now already face revealed to me years ago when he was flirting with me when I was a minor." Obviously, because of my face reveal, it took off, pointing out inconsistencies, asking questions, and so on. I didn't have any inappropriate contact with this person. I didn't have any sexual contact with this person. I hardly even remember who this person is at all. And the only messages I could even find with this person were friendly Twitter DMs. And even in those Twitter DMs, I mentioned that they had 18 in their bio, which they contradict. I definitely didn't face reveal to them. That's an obvious lie.
Hello,
Almost nobody knew
Broke
what
Adventure.
I looked like at all before my
I'm about
face
to get
reveal.
my ass
Not even
kicked.
most of my best
Welcome to
friends
the
that have
stream.
known me my entire life,
Yep.
let alone someone I don't even remember talking to at all. She posted
I'm assuming you clicked on the stream, so you know what we're watching. We're watching the dream video, the truth. So hope you enjoy that. And I'm just giving my opinion, and I'm also recording a video, so we'll see how that goes.
a screenshot of some texts and claimed that they were from me. She showed a screenshot of my TikTok being from your contacts to try and prove that the texts were from me, which people quickly pointed out isn't possible because I have a Google Voice number hooked up to my TikTok, which isn't iMessage like the text. And again, she never claimed any sexual misconduct. She never claimed anything related to nudity or sexting. This was also in early 2020, and she had 18 in her bio. With everything and all the inconsistencies, wasn't taking that seriously. But it's still worth noting because people still somehow...
Yeah, that one was like kind of cut and dry, where there was too many inconsistencies to where she even if it was like even if the flirting was real, she was not
3 victims
telling
of
the
mine.
truth.
So yeah, before talking about the next allegation, I just want to address something that I think is pretty important. I see some people say, why respond to fans at all? Or that it doesn't matter what Dream said. The fact that he responded to a fan is creepy. And people saying that are missing a little bit of nuance. First of all, back when I started YouTube in 2019, obviously I had a very small community. Even moving into mid-2020, before the Dream SMP. It's very common that when you have a smaller community, you're trying to grow your community. And part of how you do that is by interacting with people and responding and being active. I've always been pretty active in my community, and when I was really small, I used to respond to just about literally everyone that DM'd me, even if it was just one-word answers. Obviously later on, and as I grew, I replied less and less, and things evolved over time with my fan base growth. Like, as an example, when I started my public Snapchat in 2019, I ran the account, but in early 2020, because I was growing, I completely passed the reins off to someone else, and pretty much never logged into it ever
Orange
again.
is a
Hi, I would
fucking
like
idiot.
to remain anonymous, so I'm just going to be calling myself Rebecca. I used to run Dream Snapchat starting in 2020. I did that for probably around a year, and I would like read through all the messages, and I'd screenshot art or funny comments, and I would respond when it was appropriate. There is definitely nothing weird going on this account. Dream hardly even logged into it, and it was mainly me. He never used it inappropriately, and although I no longer work for Dream, I am not aware of him ever acting inappropriate with fans or anyone underage.
Most, if not all, of the Snapchats I've posted since then have been through the manager account feature, meaning I use my
he
normal
is a
Snapchat
siren.
and post to my other account like a story, without even ever logging in or seeing any messages. I think that when people talk about messaging or becoming friends with a fan, most people are thinking of a stan or a super obsessive fan, because what makes you a fan? Having watched 1 video, 2 videos, 10, being subscribed? There's levels to it. My point being that when you're talking about messaging someone and it being weird, there has to be a weird dynamic. Obviously, a streamer that's subscribed to me and has watched my videos in the past and DMs me should not be looked at the same as a random person that does the exact same thing. I've had fans of mine turn into friends of mine, but I don't go seeking out friendships with people who have obsessions with me. There's a difference between a fan of mine who reacts to my videos because they're entertaining and makes some content about me because that's what gets views that I end up becoming friends with, than a random stan that posts thirst edits of me. Obviously a massive difference. There's a difference between a random stan in your Twitch chat that
I feel like that's something I mean, I've never messaged any of my fans inappropriately. Let me clarify that before I say what I'm about to say. But also, like, I've like I hate using the word fans. I don't have fans. I have 200 subscribers. Uh, my audience, I've spoke to a lot of them. Like, I would consider myself like good. Like, I've became friends with people through this channel, who like most of them, obvious. Like, I might not be friends with them anymore, but I have that type of, I guess, problem where I will talk to you. Like, if I get a message from someone who says, "Oh, watched your video, blah blah blah," I will talk to you. But obviously, I wouldn't do that if it was like if I was bigger. But
watches every stream because they love you, and a regular viewer that's in your community because they have common interests with you that you end up becoming friends with. And at that point, they're no longer a fan. They're a friend. And in some cases, becoming some of the most beloved couples on the internet. My point is that there's a lot of nuance. I think it's a response.
true, there is a big double standard when it comes to messaging fans, because big example is PewDiePie's now wife, Marcia. They met through his channel, through her being a fan. So I think like there's definitely a weird line, I guess, is the way to put it, of like where some people consider it okay and some people don't, which I think is kind of dumb. I think as long as it's not a minor and as long as it's not creepy, I think you can message whoever the fuck you want. Like, who gives a shit? I think, like, messaging, like, fans and stuff, who cares as long as it's not in a weird way? Or as long as it's not, like, a fucking 15-year-old when you're 42.
Ability of a creator to be able to recognize dynamics, avoid any weird ones. You can't just look at the fact that somebody follows you or has watched a couple of your videos and write them off as, oh, they're a fan, therefore we can have no conversation. I was also fans of a lot of my friends before I became friends with them. A lot of people that I ended up hiring as editors or artists or really anything are fans. And then of course you can become friends. Again, the whole point is that there's a lot of specifics to it. You can't just write somebody off completely. But again, that's fans, that's not stans. Otherwise, moving back to the next very important thing. Now, the second allegation is what I'm going to talk about in extreme detail. Second allegation came out soon after the first and said that the first allegation was why they were sharing their story. It was from a girl that claimed that when she was 17, we inappropriately messaged. This did not happen. Let's get into the details. On September 23rd, 2020, Amanda messaged me from her personal Instagram account, sending a message that was clearly a fan message. She thanked me for saving her life, and I replied to this message. In September of 2020, I was a lot smaller than I am now, so I got a lot less DMs, and I was much more active in like the fan communities and replying to people. And all I replied was, "Oh, thank you for the kind words." And then I also replied, "Glad to make you smile," after she followed up with the message. I put a transcript of every Instagram message that I've ever sent her, linked in the description. It might not be every message that she sent me, because there's proof that she deleted Instagram messages to me. An old TikTok of hers has messages from me that wasn't in her post with the accusations when she showed our messages, but my transcript tried to include those and piece it together. But again, it might not be all of them because I don't know what she deleted. I only know what she deleted from the thing she accidentally showed in her old TikTok of the deleted messages. Amanda, on the other hand, how are you doing, Dream? September 25th, the next day I replied, "I'm good, thank you. How are you?" Amanda, the same day, replied, "I'm doing okay. Could be better, could be worse. Thank you for asking." Amanda replied, "How's your kitty doing? I love cats." I replied and said she's doing amazing. September 28th, so 3 days later, Amanda said, "Dream, I need some advice. I'm trying to become a small streamer on Twitch, but not a single person joins my streams. How do I get an audience?" October 2nd, so a few days later, I replied and said, "Try and play with your friends maybe? Post clips to Reddit and stuff." And then she replied and said, "Okay, thank you," with a heart. The next day she messaged me again and said, "Dream, would you ever consider playing Among Us with me? XD." I guess this was during the Among Us craze. We're still in 2020. October 5th, 2020, I replied, "Maybe," heart. Amanda said, "LL, I'll take the maybe. That would be sick." I didn't reply. This is a month and a little bit later. Amanda said, "Hi, Dream." And then she sent another message that was deleted after she made the allegations. But we don't know what it was. We only know the last couple characters. And again, we only know it exists because she messed up and included it in an old TikTok of hers. And then I replied later and said, "Hi." Amanda said, "How are you?" November 16th, so that's another few days later. I replied and said, "Good, good. How about you?" She replied and said, "I'm pretty good." Thank you. November 30th, so, like 2 weeks later, Amanda said, "Hi, Dream. I want to actually become a streamer like you and your friends. I'm just so uneducated on what supplies I need. Can you recommend me all the products I need to successfully stream, like computer, cam, mic, headset, etc.? You have no idea how I would appreciate it." December 5th, 2020, so like a week later, I replied and said, "Almost everything I have was recommended by Bad Boy Halo. Haha." Amanda replied, and she sent another message that she deleted after she made the allegations. That again, we won't know what it was. December 26th, so almost a month later, Amanda sent a video. We don't know what the video was. I don't think it was opened. I don't know, though. I didn't reply. January 5th, Amanda said again, "Hi, Dream. I just want to say happy late New Year and Merry Christmas. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished this year. I hope I am fortunate enough one day to be as successful as you. If you could tell me what kind of computer you have, that'd be great." January 16th, so 11 days later, I replied, "Thank you." Amanda replied, deleted message, and then part of it was, "How are you?" But obviously I didn't reply. April 13th, so a long time later, Amanda messaged me again and said, "Hi." I replied, "Hi." Amanda said, "How are you?" I said, "Decent. How are you?" She said, "I'm all right. Thank you." And she said, "I heard some snippets of the song you're working on, and I really like it. You have a really nice singing voice." I replied on April 14th, "Thank you." So that was the next day. She said, "You're welcome." And then December 26th, that was like a long time later, she messaged me and said, "Merry late Christmas, heart." I didn't reply. January 10th, she messaged me and said, "Hi, my Snapchat was banned and I have no friends. How are you?" I replied 2 days later and said, "How TF does a Snapchat get banned?" Amanda replied and said, "I'm pretty sure it's because I posted videos of me smoking, but all my memories from 2014 are gone. So sad." I replied the next day and said, "Damn." And then she replied that same day and said, "Yeah, it sucks. How are your holidays?" I replied the next day and said, Good. How about you?" And then Amanda replied that same day and said, "Pretty good." You may be wondering at this point, why are you replying to her? You seem clearly disinterested. You're taking days or weeks to reply, and then when you do reply, it's very dry. Well, Instagram has a really stupid feature that makes it so that once you've replied to someone's DMs once, you can't remove their ability to personally message you, unless you block them. You cannot be following them, you can delete them from your inbox, they can still message you and pop up in your notifications. I'm showing an example on screen of my DM continuing to pop up on my alt account, just to show how it works. Obviously, given I replied to Amanda back in 2020 when I had a much smaller community, she was stuck in my inbox for the rest of time. You can temporarily delete someone from your inbox, and it deletes all of your message history to them for you, but they can still message you, with now a blank DM history. So at one point, wanting her to stop DMing me, I swiped her out of my inbox multiple times. It's actually completely provable that I did do this. I'm showing a video of my Instagram DMs to Amanda now, where they start in December of 2021, much later than her original DMs. Because you can't delete other people's individual messages and you can only delete entire conversations, this proves 100% that I was trying to delete her ability to message me in 2021. It also shows a problem. The only messages that I can see from Amanda were from December 2021 onward. I had no context or recollection of her original messages to me that made it clear that she was a really big fan. I don't remember everyone that messages me, who they are, where I know them from, so on. She messaged me from her personal Instagram, had no connections to any fan accounts, didn't send me any more fan messages, and she had DM'd me many times talking about content creation and streaming, some of which she deleted. She seemed very normal, friendly, and implied strongly that she was overage. What I thought about her age doesn't matter that much because nothing inappropriate happened, but it does matter to show my mindset because I don't go around befriending underage girls or people that are obsessed with me or my content. To the best of my knowledge, she was neither. Continuing with the transcript, now we get to the very end, which was our first real conversation. This one was about music, which makes sense. It's something I'm really passionate about. At the time, I was working on a song called Trust Issues and some other random music projects, and in the middle of us talking about music, I gave her my Snapchat. I said, "Add me on Snapchat," and she said, "Sure thing, just added you." I was sharing music snippets with a bunch of people at the time, and as we were talking about music, I wanted to share them with her. And I'm obviously not going to send snippets of a new song over Instagram. Now, I've pretty much always used Snapchat as one of my main forms of communication. It was actually the first social media I ever got because a friend of mine wanted to start a streak with me, and it's something I started using a lot more when I became faceless on YouTube. Because yeah, stuff is deleted. You don't have to stress over people analyzing or leaking everything you say. And for me, even for something as simple as a picture of my cat, people used to zoom into my cat's eyes to look at the reflection to try and dox me.
I remember seeing that.
So of course I felt much more comfortable using Snapchat during this period, especially with people that I wasn't great friends with, but even with my best friends. Now let's go over her actual claims in detail. Amanda claims that after I added her on Snapchat on January 17th, 2022, that we started sexting. She showed that her birthday, when she would turn 18, is on February 17th, exactly a month later. She claims that we sexted from around the 17th of January, the day I added her on Snapchat, to the 10th of February, and then that it stopped. She said that while she was still underage, we exchanged nudes. Her evidence of this was 2 photos of supposedly me from after she was 8.
Her evidence of them exchanging nudes, while I was like researching and trying to make a video talking about everything, her evidence would, especially like her, like the most evidence came out of her that I've seen. It is so dog shit. It is so bad. It doesn't make any sense. Her evidence is terrible. And all it shows is that she may have talked to a guy named Clay.
Complimenting her. Her final important claim was that she traveled to Orlando in August and that we planned to meet up and have sex. And I just want to make sure that I blatantly deny this before continuing. None of this is true. And now I'm going into more detail. Now, unfortunately, because she didn't provide any proof of these things, it's difficult to be specific about some of the things she claimed. It's much easier to completely make up that something happened than it is to prove that it never did. Like if I said right now, prove to me 100% that you never sexted a specific person that you've had on Snapchat at any point, it would be impossible to do. But what I can do is lay out all the inconsistencies, talk about the proven lies, the specifics, point out questions that were never asked, and provide all of the evidence that I have. And I believe that luckily, that's way more than enough. So first, I want to talk about the timeline. Every contact we've ever had with each other before January 17th is the Instagram DMs, which I just read to you, which are now all public in their entirety in the description of this video, other than the messages that she deleted. She claims that sexting started around January 17th and that sexting stopped February 10th.
So from the 17th to maybe February 10th is the time frame where we were sexting.
So even if we say that it started a couple weeks before it stopped, you'd have to believe that every message you've just seen, we went from that to sexting days later in 2022 before my face reveal. Even if you want to give her the maximum benefit of doubt and say that she confused the timeline, she turned 18 on the 17th, 1 week after she claimed the sexting stopped. So there's not much leeway. Secondly, we can talk about her Twitter. She tweeted out defending me from hate on my face reveal 10 days before the allegations, and was liking my tweets, including a subscriber milestone tweet 2 days before she tweeted her allegations. With the timing of the face reveal and her allegation, my belief is that there was a lot of hate and that it's easy to get spiteful and join in on a hate train. I had ignored multiple of her Instagram DMs and Snapchat messages in recent months, and I had also made a new Snapchat that I didn't add her on. I still used my old Snapchat occasionally, but I just rarely responded. That's my only real explanation for why she felt so quickly from being publicly positive to me to lying about me, but I guess.
I haven't been talking much because I've just genuinely been listening to what he has to say. I do want to point out that I honestly, full mindset, no bias, I do genuinely think at least this girl, Amanda, was 100% just trying to get a hate train going. I don't believe that they had any inappropriate relationship, especially because my man really came back and transcribed their messages. Like, holy fuck.
I'll never really know. Thirdly, the only photos she showed as proof that I groomed her were both pictures from based on her own evidence after she was 18, meaning even if we give her the benefit of doubt and assume everything she's provided is real and truthful, she was 18 when these messages would have been sent, and I had no context to the fact that she was more than a small streamer. But on top of that, I unblocked her Snapchat, went through our Snapchat chats, and couldn't find either of the messages that she was talking about. I also downloaded all of our Snapchat logs using the Snapchat data tool, which she can do as well, and neither of the compliments that she showed were in the logs. Now, honestly, this is pretty useless information because there's almost no messages in the logs at all, but it's still extremely weird that she was asked for these logs many times. It takes 5 minutes to download, and she never did it. Probably because it doesn't support what she was saying. On top of those things, from everything she had told me, she was 19, and we had no inappropriate contact. The context of these messages would be a 22-year-old creator calling a 19-year-old streamer gorgeous on a birthday post while giving her a gift card as a birthday present. Finally, she said that we planned to meet up and have sex in August when she was in Orlando.
It was suggested that we meet up and have sex. I was either going to have him come to the resort I was at, or he was going to pick me up and bring him to his house.
First of all, this was before my face reveal. I did not leave my house. I was massively paranoid. I was not meeting up with a random person I had just met 2 months before my face reveal, let alone at a resort, which is what her claim was. I'm gonna go ahead and play a phone call with my mom, just to give you some perspective from before my face reveal. How many times do you think that I left the house between 2021 and my face reveal?
Wow, I don't know, 3? Maybe 4.
What did I leave the house for whenever I left the house?
Well, I know you went to the dentist 3 times, and then I think one other time was when you had the kidney stones.
So you were at the hospital.
I think those were the only times you left the house. And we were worried because we didn't want you to call 911 because we didn't even know if they would come because of all the fake swattings and everything. So I had to come get you and take you to the hospital. So it was probably 5 times that you left.
Okay, what was the process when we did leave the house? What was the process like?
Crazy. I pulled into the garage, shut the garage door. You would get in the back seat, way back of the van, with a blanket over yourself, and you wouldn't come out from under the blanket until we were on the highway.
I was a little paranoid.
A little bit.
What was the inside of the house like? What precautions did we take?
Oh my gosh, it was like a cave. Every window was covered, even the high windows that were arches, we had to tape curtains over them so that even a drone wouldn't be able to see in. Everything was covered. Yeah, so we had the banker come to the house because you wouldn't go out of the house, but we needed to set up bank accounts. Whatever it was that needed to happen, we were the ones that did it so that you didn't have to go out.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too. Bye. Again, as you can probably tell, what she claims definitely didn't happen. Either she's telling the truth and her story makes sense, or she's not, and it doesn't. Now, some other stuff to note. After her allegations, she deleted a lot of evidence. She unliked a lot of tweets she had liked. She deleted replies of hers on Twitter and TikTok that hurt her credibility or contradicted what she was saying. She deleted Instagram DMs to me and only got caught because she accidentally showed them in an old TikTok of hers, and that's all completely factual and documented. Later, she was bragging on TikTok, calling people doubting her jealous, saying, "I'm gorgeous and my favorite YouTuber thought so too." It's giving jealous. Not treating the serious situation that she claimed happened seriously at all. People also found old tweets of hers where she was replying very inappropriately to other streamer friends of mine. She was even banned in one of my friend's chats for saying she wanted to sit on his face. These accounts weren't linked.
Yeah, no, this, in all seriousness, this bitch is fucking insane. She showed zero evidence of them ever getting sexual. There's multiple accounts of her being head over heels for streamers. I think she's just psychotic in every sense of the word.
Her Instagram, so I would have had no idea about them. She also replied to fans of mine questioning her with slurs. She also said that she was gonna lie and tell me that she was 18, but that she changed her mind, I guess.
So I was going to lie and tell him I was 18.
She said she would provide proof of the fact that she told me she was 17 and that I still sexted her tomorrow.
But I didn't, and that proof will come out tomorrow.
And guess what? She
Never
never
did.
Posted proof because this never happened. She tweeted out thanking people for all the support.
She has never posted definitive evidence of fucking anything, and it pisses me off because I kept looking. Working on the video that I was working on that I'm probably not even going to make anymore, looking for evidence in her posts was like looking for a fucking invisible demon or something, because it just doesn't exist. It's like hunting a unicorn. There's nothing there. She never posts definitive evidence of anything she claimed, and anyone who believed her is a fucking inbred piece of shit idiot. That's all I gotta say.
And claimed at the end that I deleted our DMs, right?
To be fair, I can see at face value believing her, but if you actually took the time, it is so obvious that she's just stupid. I hate her for making me look at her stupid TikTok videos and her stupid fucking... I hate her.
She tweeted this, and specifically said, "My end too," which means her DMs too. Well, I just want to point out that this is impossible. There's not a single mainstream social media platform that lets you delete both people's messages. And we only had each other on Instagram and Snapchat, where you can't do that on either. She claimed that she was laughing and was going to prove people wrong with pictures of my penis, to which, again, never happened. Lastly, she tweeted saying that she's getting the law involved and going to the police. Said she's going to put me in jail unless I confess.
Never happened.
She said she would provide more evidence. She didn't. She said she would upload her Snapchat logs. She didn't.
Happen.
She said she would sue me. She didn't. And now I'm making
this
this video.
guy.
She provided absolutely no proof for any of her claims and said that she didn't have any because she wanted her favorite YouTuber to trust her, which could be a completely valid argument, except the pictures that she posted were from a second phone, meaning there was no risk of me knowing. She was taking pictures of compliments from a second phone, but has no evidence of anything sexual, has no evidence of us planning to meet up and have sex, apparently from after these pictures were secretly taken, has no evidence of a singular inappropriate message from me
that was a
or
really
her,
dumb
or even
move.
anything at all that isn't a story reply from Snapchat's story page of all your friends. What's more likely? She happens to have no evidence of anything she's claiming, even from things she claimed happened after she was taking pictures secretly using a second phone, or she doesn't have any evidence because it didn't happen. She factually deleted and hid messages. She factually lied about me deleting messages that I didn't. She called people doubting her jealous of her, was banned from streamers' chats before this for posting sexual things, and she lied about having specific pieces of evidence that she never provided because they don't exist. If she's willing to factually lie, cover up, and hide things, how can you trust anything else she says as being representative of the truth? Lastly, once again, she said she was going to take...
The only way I could believe her at this point is if she posted, him flat out saying, "I don't care that you're a fucking kid, I'm going to fuck you."
legal action. She then tweeted a
Jesus
picture of the
Christ,
inside of
I
a
hate
police
her.
station and also said she'll come back with more evidence, to be patient, that it's a
Never
process,
happened.
and that it could be days. And that's her last tweet. It's been almost a year and a half now. Obviously, nothing happened. I waited and waited. Then I got impatient, so I asked my legal team to look more into it. They got all of her information, and after filing many requests,
Fucking
they couldn't
asshole.
find anything. So, annoyed and still impatient, I asked them to get more specific. And after a
Play
lot of digging,
duos.
my legal team was able to track down exactly where this picture is from based on the colors of the walls, the cameras, and a plaque outside the door. Then had someone go to the police station and requested specific records from this specific police station, and checked every record they could, criminal and civil.
I didn't find anything under either one of those names.
And there was no information at all. I was not even in their system.
So you're not listed in my system at all.
So if you want to believe everything she said, you have to believe either one of these two things. Either one, she lied. This photo is fake. She never filed anything. And if she's lying about that, why would she not be lying about literally everything else? Or two, the picture is real, and whatever story she told didn't even meet the minimum required standard of proof to file a single piece of paperwork that my legal team could find in over a year and a half. I also sent a photocopy of my driver's license identification to this specific police station, a copy of Amanda's information, and let them know I was happy to answer any questions. To which, again, nothing ever happened. Not a single question, there was not a single case, accusation, or anything substantial enough to...
I think Amanda is, I'm going to say it again, psychotic, and I really hate her for making me watch her stupid TikToks and listen to her stupid voice. That's all I gotta say.
even have me in any system. And inevitably, when after this video, she makes another thread or another post reiterating the same lies that she has already said, or promising even more things that she never follows through on, go to the police, or sue me. The standard of proof for you suing me is only proving that it's more likely than not that you're telling the truth. 51%. Come take my money. But she won't. Because if she does, they're not going to treat it like it's Twitter. She's going to have to address all the lies. She's going to have to address all the inconsistencies. She's going to have to address her weird comments, her false promises, her character, and most importantly, be held accountable in her real life for what she's saying. This isn't online drama. This is real life stuff. There are real victims that have been manipulated, abused, and taken advantage of. Amanda, you are hurting actual victims. You are diminishing the very real trauma that victims of grooming and abuse have gone through. You are making it harder for real victims of abuse to come forward. You are not a victim. You are not doing a good thing. No matter how terrible you think I am, or that the ends justify the means, you are hurting victims. Just in case this video isn't enough for you to realize that, check your mailbox. And that's all I have to say about these allegations. Now, before continuing with other stuff...
Check your mail. Did he send her like a defamation case or something? That's an interesting... That's very threatening. Check your mailbox. He definitely sent like a defamation or like some sort of law document.
I want to talk a little bit about what happened after these allegations. After these allegations and after my face reveal, I'll be honest, I lost a lot of motivation. I distanced myself from Minecraft, and I even thought about quitting and retiring. Of course, it was pretty scary, and I just wanted to be able to upload Minecraft videos and have fun with my friends.
No!
Worrying about people trying to ruin my life or
I'm
attack
not
my
having a
family
good
or
time.
make up lies about me. And after all the swatting and doxing and fake allegations, it really just felt not worth it anymore. But also, I had basically been stuck inside for
He sent
the
up...
last 4 years, so I just thought...
She opens her mailbox, it just fucking explodes.
I'd step back for a little bit. I traveled with my friends. I met a lot of creators for the first time. I worked on music, had my tour, and really just stepped back from my online life. And I feel like during this time, I really disappointed a lot of my friends and their fans as a result. I didn't spend as much time on the finale of the Dream SMP as I should have. I wasn't good at communicating about anything, really, including important stuff for some people. I went very inactive on everything, and I pretty much isolated myself from most creators that weren't in my immediate circle. There was a looming cloud over me, and I felt bad talking to people because I didn't want to bring any negativity towards anyone. Later on, I got pretty insecure about my creator friendships that weren't people that I was super close with before YouTube. And even though everyone that I was friends with was very supportive and had my back and would reassure me privately, I still couldn't help but worry that because there were people online spreading hateful things about me, that it would impact their view of me personally.
Yeah, that's a very sad thing, I think, is like... Someone making these allegations has to be some scum of the fucking earth. Amanda, not just for making me look at her stuff, but because of the impact it could have on every part of a person's life. Like fucking Kuwait, like it was a big example from earlier this year where everyone was like, "Oh, he's a fucking a creep, a pedophile, whatever." And then he made that one, okay, Yellow, fuck you, you piss boy. pissy fucking piece of shit retard. I almost said a bad word. I apologize. I'm trying to stop myself from saying shit like that, but it's gonna be what the fuck? Anyway.
At one point I ended up making a massive mess by tweeting publicly about a problem that I had with Quackity because he wasn't replying to me for a while. We had both made translation mods and people were claiming that we were copying each other. It was just a mess. I was 100% wrong with taking anything public. Anything that can be handled in private should be handled in private, and I've always had that belief. So
the Quackity thing definitely should have been kept private. I remember that. That was so weird. I didn't really look into it too much because I was like, oh, it's just DMs. Who gives a shit?
The way that I handled it was totally screwed up even by my own standards. It was completely driven by fear and insecurity over my friendships, and it was not something that Quackity deserved at all. If Quackity didn't want to reply to me about it or wanted to ignore it, that was entirely within his right to do, especially given the awkward circumstances of everything. I'm extremely proud of everything Quackity has done with his project, the QSMP, and genuinely he did it way better than I ever could have. It's incredible and everyone really should go check it out. I should have focused completely on the good that came from it all and not let myself get stuck on trying to work something out as friends when he seemed perfectly fine working on his own thing with his own community. Again, there's a lot of things that can explain my mindset, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry to Quackity and his community for creating unnecessary drama, and I hope that people can try and understand my mindset, where I was coming from, and that even if it doesn't seem like it, it's all from a place of love and care for my friends and the community. It was just an emotional time and I made a mistake. After that, obviously even more time passed, and again, there was nothing new with the allegation. There was no updates. I talked to a lot of people for updated advice, lawyers, PR people, people with experience, and everyone told me that it's in my best interest to stay quiet. As time went on, I disagreed more and more and decided that I was going to respond against their advice. So during a live stream, I mentioned that I was going to respond soon and talked about the allegation a little bit. And of course, after this, clips of what I said were taken out of context. People were spreading far and wide that I admitted to grooming and a lot of other really impactful lies. And of course, because of this, a lot of people on Twitter took it as an opportunity to joke about me being a pedophile. And one of those people was named Nicholas Cantu. If you don't know who that is, he's the voice actor for Gumball.
The Cantu thing is a very interesting situation because I have been kind of a fan of Cantu for longer than Dream, and he's a funny fucking dude. But the situation between him and Dream, the fact that people took his side is ridiculous, because the whole video that Dream released of Cantu, where he says fucking racist shit, anti-Semitic shit, like fucked up shit, like he says some stupid stuff that could take away his whole acting career. The fact that people took his side over a Minecraft guy who they just didn't like is insane. And I get the defense of like Cantu was at a bad place in his life. He was drunk. He was having a fucking episode, like mental breakdown. I can understand that, but taking his side after seeing that video, you have to be one mentally ill motherfucker. It's insane that people took his side over Dream. And I want to keep clarifying. I'm not a Dream fan. Like, I'm not a fanboy of Dream. If he was a pedophile, I would just say he's a pedophile. But, like, he's
Diego
not.
Dora and one of the turtles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a terrible experience in real life.
Wait, what was he from? What else was he in?
Was named Nicholas Cantu. If you don't know who that is, he's the voice actor for Gumball, Diego from Dora, and one of the...
He voiced Diego? How did I not know this? What the fuck? I used to love that show when I was like a child. What? I knew he voiced Gumball and I knew he voiced Leonardo, but what the fuck? I'm having like a mental episode. Okay. Whoa. That's weird.
Turtles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a terrible experience in real life with this person, so I replied to him talking about it and defending myself. And this situation blew up. I don't think I've ever gotten more hate in my life. September 23rd, I went to a friend of mine's birthday party in Austin, Texas. When I showed up, Nicholas Cantu was there. He was already drunk and was drinking. He was being very aggressive to me throughout the night.
I only thought he was Gumball. No, he's been around for a while. He in the new TMNT movie, he voices Leonardo, and that's like a big, like probably the biggest break in his career, I would say, other than Gumball. It's interesting. I like that they're not saying who the YouTuber is, but hearing Cantu and him were at a mutual friend's birthday party in Austin, Texas. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it was probably someone either like Schlatt or like maybe Ted, like someone in that realm, like Schlatt, Ted Nivison, I don't know, fucking Austin show, like someone in that realm. Because those are the only people that Schlatt's the only one that I know is in Austin, Texas, too, so that would make perfect sense, but whatever. It doesn't matter, I'm just saying. That's my thought.
Know him. This was my first time ever meeting him, and we were not friends. Eventually, while on FaceTime to show his friends, he hit me out of nowhere. Again, this was my first time ever meeting him. I was there for another hour or so, and then when leaving the party, everyone decided to Uber together because it was late and there wasn't many of us there. Nicholas ended up in the front seat of the Uber that I was in, despite my apprehension. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? It's an Uber ride, and there's other people there, so I wasn't worried. Little did I know, he ended up dropping his phone out of the Uber window in the middle of the highway, and after he got out to look for it, the police showed up and stopped him from looking because it was dangerous and dark. Eventually, the Uber driver convinced Nicholas to leave.
Well, I want to promise you that I'm sober, so if you guys want to conduct a sobriety test.
Hey, look, hey, we're about to head out.
And after we left, the Uber driver was trying to give advice to Nicholas on the police, telling him that he could have been arrested, and Nicholas did not like what he had to say.
You're retarded, you're Down syndrome, I don't give a how?
Like I said, how the fuck did people take his side over Dream after seeing that video? Saying that as a fan of Nicholas Cantu, I can understand that he was at a bad place in his life, but taking his side after seeing that video in this situation is fucking insane, and if you took his side, you are actually unstable.
How hard did you go on your education?
Who cares? Of course, I started to get involved and argue with Nick, defending the Uber driver, and Nick did not like that at all.
Either you're gonna be paralyzed or you're gonna be dead. Like, I'm serious.
Okay, man. And he was saying this, of course, after he had already assaulted me. While this was all happening, one of the other two people in the car with me that I also just met that night was recording him. He was aware of this, and he was actually the one that asked to be recorded.
Thanks for recording, by the way. How long is it? But yeah, this YouTube video is gonna be nuts. Subscribe to the Cantu Network. Tune your sets right there.
He shouted himself
The next day, Nicholas
out.
sent me a very nice DM saying that he was sorry for hitting me, that he was having a really rough night, and that he was high and drunk, and said that he was sorry for spreading false allegations that he knew nothing about, saying that he recognized it could ruin people's lives.
See, that's where I'm coming from, of like, I think it's reasonable that, like, him not losing his whole career over that video because he was at a bad place in his life, and he was drunk and high. I can understand it, but also, like, taking his side is so
Me
stupid.
Humble, grounded, and a good human. I didn't accept this apology, but I moved on, and honestly, I felt kind of bad for him. I recognized that he was once a child actor, and I feel like there's a lot of bad stuff in that industry, so I felt a little bit of sympathy. I hoped he would just learn from the mistakes he made that night and move on. But then, of course, Nicholas started tweeting, spreading the same lies about me that he had already apologized for spreading and recognized could ruin people's lives. He was also wishing death upon me publicly in Twitter replies, and that's when I realized it wasn't just one bad night, and people needed to know about this. After I shared my experiences with him,
I think originally the what started it all is he didn't really fully go into it. He might. What started it all was he was replying to the Dream with Stalin account, which was the fake Dream account that was like kind of popular last month. Cantu replied to it making a joke, and then Dream like said that you're spreading false shit, and then they got into an argument. I don't think either of them were, like, I would say Dream was in the right in that, but I can also see Cantu thinking of, like, the personality that he shows online, him thinking it was all, like, a joke, I could completely understand.
Denied everything. He DM'd me saying I was lying, saying that if there wasn't video proof, it's all lies. He tweeted denying it all, which he deleted, and then he tweeted lying more about the situation, but also admitting to some stuff while underplaying it. He blatantly lied about the fact that he tipped the Uber driver when he didn't. He blatantly lied about me sending unsolicited dick pics to people. He also deleted that tweet almost immediately after. He blatantly lied about the reason he hit me and claimed I called the girl a whore and got slapped for it, which again, plan was later recanted, but not after millions of people had already seen those lies. Nicholas tried DMing one of the people that was in the Uber that night with us to try and get them on his side as a witness. That caused the person who I didn't know at all to message me and tell me that they had videos of him being horrible from that night and that they don't like that he's pretending to be innocent. I asked them if they'd be willing to send me the videos so I could back up my story since he was denying it and lying, and they told me that he was threatening them to make sure they didn't give me the videos. After I ended up finally getting the videos, I posted them. I needed to defend myself against the lies that he was telling and wanted to share the proof. I also posted screenshots of texts between me and the Uber driver confirming that he had blatantly lied.
I have never seen people actually use that
After I posted this,
shit.
Nicholas went silent, deleted his tweets, and hasn't said anything publicly since. People still think that I lied and faked the Uber driver's text, or many other lies that were falsely spread by Nicholas or other people online. So I got in contact with the Uber driver from that night. I interviewed him, and I'll let him speak for himself to help clear something.
Oh shit.
Hey, what's the worst that can happen? It's an Uber drive. And, what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? It happened.
Either you're gonna be paralyzed or you're gonna be dead. Like, I'm serious.
Okay, man. What's going on, man?
This is our Uber driver, who happens to be one of the highest rated Uber drivers in all of Texas. He agreed to come share his recollection of what happened, so I'm just gonna let him talk.
When I picked you guys up, you know, he had a lot of energy. He was wild, like putting his head outside filming. The phone dropped out of the car. When the cop showed up, the cop came up to the car at first and was talking to him. And the way that he was speaking to the cop, he was speaking like down on the cop. And I'm like, man, like, you need to be quiet because you're going to go to jail if you keep talking to the cops like that. As soon as I said that, not even 20 seconds, the cop came. And he was like, you get out the car, you're going to jail. I'm trying to save you from going to jail because I don't want nobody to go to jail, period. He kept saying something about, like, IQ. Like, he felt like he was better. And I was like, nobody cares about your IQ. There's a lot of people with high IQs in jail right now. So what are you going to tell him? You're going to talk to him and say that you're a child star while you're in jail? So I was like, I'm trying to help you out. I don't want you to go to jail, even after you're acting crazy and wild, which most Uber...
That would have been an insane story if people didn't dick ride him and, like, say, oh, well, he was obviously, like, in the right, like, Dream's a pedophile. You would think that would be a bigger story with the big break that Cantu just had in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, but I'm surprised that didn't cause any ripples in his acting career, because that video itself is something enough to get, I would say, blacklisted from Hollywood if it, like, touched that's actually probably why it didn't touch the news outlets, to be fair.
Drivers would have left you. You never said anything negative towards him while he was saying all this stuff. Majority of the stuff didn't make it on the tape. I think he was going through a lot of other things besides just being drunk. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter what he was on, what he was going through, the way he was acting, it was unacceptable. 50 or 60%, I may be wrong about the number, but something like that of all violence has alcohol in it. So if that was the case, all these people would be getting away with it. Like, y'all kept saying, I'm sorry. Like, we just met him.
You're going to be forgotten like the dust in the sand when you're in the...
Yeah, I can understand that, but also I don't know. I don't consider myself, like, a big enough fan of Cantu, I guess, to say that, like, oh, well, I'm a fan of him, so, like, I can see, like, I can kind of see where he could come from. Because, I mean, I'm no stranger to saying kind of messed up jokes and shit that I probably shouldn't say, and I'm not gonna lie about that to anybody, because that's just what I've done, and when it comes to YouTube, I want to be 100% honest with everything. If I ever get caught doing anything inappropriate on YouTube, I hope someone shoots me in the face, and I want this clip to be used. If I am ever at a point in my life, which I don't think I will, but if the 0.01% chance, shoot me in the face, shoot me in the head. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
There's 100 million, 1,000 billion sand particles. You're going to be one of those, and I'm going to be a statue erected in gold.
Yeah, he went all into the Egyptian king and like, he's real creative.
Yeah, did he ever tip you anything?
No, that was another lie. Well, I don't know why he said that. And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about the tip or anything like that. Don't say it if you're not going to do it, and don't say it at all. I wasn't begging you guys for a tip or anything like that. Man, it was an eventful night. I don't know why a lot of people think that you were the one that was doing all these things and making all this stuff up, and you wanted to do all this. I was like, he was the one that was trying to stop everything the most.
I posted like literally just like 2 screen caps of text from you, and everybody was saying they were fake. It was one of the messages where you said like there needs to be more people like you in the world or something, and they're like, when would somebody ever say that?
Because they didn't experience you in that manner, right? Yeah. Those are my real words, and I did feel that way. So I'm letting you guys know right now, all those text messages, that was me saying it. Dream did make the situation better. Everybody coming at Dream, that's not how it went down. It was nothing like that. And now you're telling me how you got hit, and it showed me who you are. The first impression of somebody is a lasting impression. And you were nothing but respectful since you got in the vehicle. And you tried to de-escalate everything that was going on. And all the people in the back, Nicholas, if you are listening, really do some deep diving in yourself and figure out what the real issue was. Do a lot of soul searching. Because you are intelligent, because I could tell some of your comebacks and what were you saying. But the way you were acting was more of a cry for help. Whatever you're going through, you got to fight and you got to get some help. Don't fight other people. Fight what you're going through. At the end of the day, I know
whoever this Uber driver is, Terrell, he seems like an amazing dude, and I hope the best for the guy. And I definitely agree with that Cantu being a child actor and going through all that shit definitely had like that. I get that's kind of a fucked up stereotypical mindset though, in a way. But like, and seeing what he said and stuff, he definitely was going through something, and I really hope he's good now, because I say that as like kind of a former fan. You know, he was a part of SMP Live, which is a huge part of my inspiration for YouTube, and one day I'll get my SMP back up, motherfucker. And like all those guys like Schlatt, Carson, Slime, like all of these people had a big impact on me, including Cantu, and I really hope he's doing better.
We all make bad decisions, and we have to learn the lesson from it. And this was just a bad decision that you made, and just learn from it. And all the different YouTubers and all the different people that were commenting about the situation, I do understand the entertainment part of it, right? And it's just seen a lot of memes and everything, but I was reading a lot of comments. He was saying this, or he was saying that, or it doesn't make sense. All that stuff doesn't mean anything if you were not there. It's just speculation. And if somebody older is trying to help you guys out, my advice is for you guys to listen. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you don't have to be negative towards them. And we have to stick together, because there's so many things that keep us apart, right? Just like if you look at it, it's the Dream and the voice for Gumball. How about you and Nicholas have a sit down with me? We talk all the issues and all the problems out, and we can show people how bringing things together from a negative to a positive. And
that would be an amazing video. I hope it's not a video, because that should be handled private, to be fair. But thinking about that video would be so fucking good.
And see how that spreads. It's in the universe.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. I posted a longer version of this interview on my second channel if you'd like more context. We talked for a long time. Now, before I show you the most insane, hair loss inducing I have ever seen on Twitter that took place after I posted this video of him, I need to reiterate a couple facts. 1, I just met Nicholas. He was already drunk when I met him. 2, the party was not my party. I did not provide alcohol to anyone. 3, I did not know how old Nicholas was. And here's a video of what Nicholas said after I found out his age and critiqued him for drinking in front of the cops.
Why are you a narc pedophile?
4, I was not the one recording, and I only posted the video because he was lying and
narc
saying unless there's video proof,
wild.
it didn't happen. So yeah, now that that's clarified, enjoy.
The elephant in the room being, how the fuck did people take his side? I'm still so confused on that. Like, the amount of hatred they must have had for Dream is bonkers. Like, it's insane. But yeah, the memes are amazing though. I'm gonna see if I can skip this.
insane. Common thing for people. Insane. Tweets doxing me and my friends and family got tens of thousands of likes. I have never seen that in my life. So I just want to talk very briefly about how serious doxing and swatting can be. It's a common thing for people to say that I don't think doxing is serious. In a clip that got a lot of attention from a stream of mine a while ago, I said that if you have 7 followers on Twitter, you shouldn't stress over being doxed. I don't stand by that, and I didn't mean to minimize doxing at all.
I stand by that. I will confidently say I stand by that. If someone doxed me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not big enough to, for it to matter. I don't give a shit. While if I had, 1 million subscribers, I could understand. Oh, they're cross-teaming. Oh, pussies. Fucking pussies, dude. Anyway, yeah, I do agree with the fact that it's still a problem, but being, being doxxed if you have 7 followers compared to you have 10 million is a very different experience, and I think there's different levels to it. I don't think you should stress if you're doxxed if you have 7 followers compared to if you have 31.8 million. Those are very different things. I mean, they're both bad, they're both terrible, but you gotta look at it from a perspective of the level of fame. If some random dude named fucking Bobby gets doxxed, and no one's gonna give a shit because it's a random dude named Bobby, while if someone fucking PewDiePie was doxxed, and that would be awful for PewDiePie, that would be awful for his community, me included. I'm being a part of his community. That would be terrible. That would be fucking horrendous. But those are 2 very different things.
Said before that if you dox people, you are not a part of my community, that I don't support you, and that it's disgusting. It can happen to anyone, and it can be serious to anyone. I was just trying to make the point that it's less likely to happen to somebody that's smaller because people have less reasons to target them, and that if they were targeted, they had less reason to actually follow through on anything. But it's just not something that I should have said or something I should have explained, as it made it seem like I was supporting doxing when I just wasn't at all. I have always said that doxing is extremely serious, swatting is extremely serious, and I don't think people even realize how serious. It's not just haha funny, send a pizza to someone's house. It's attempted identity theft for my family members and friends, credit cards being signed up for in people's names, fans or people who dislike you showing up at your house or your family's house to try and break in, trackers being put on your family members.
I'm gonna go on a rant here. Anyone who teams in bedwars is a fucking pussy bitch. Anyone who teams in solos is a little baby whore and deserves to fucking die. Okay, I hate anyone who teams. They're so fucking cringe. It's not even funny. Why? You're playing solos and you're teaming. Play duos, you stupid fuck. I don't understand.
Cars, people showing up at your little sister's job, SWAT teams being called to you in your family members' houses, bomb threats and the FBI having to make sure you're okay, people calling your 80-year-old grandma pretending to be you and terrorizing her. That's all stuff that has happened to me, my family, and my friends. They're not hypotheticals.
That's awful.
This isn't just that you don't like Dream. It's not just me whose life you're putting at risk and who you're harassing. You're going after an 80-year-old woman who has done nothing to you. It's not just me you're hurting when you make up lies or spread horrible things. It's the 50 employees I have who also have families and lives. It's all of my friends and anyone that's ever been associated with me. It's my family, my grandparents, and most importantly, actual victims who have gone through traumatic things. And that's not even talking about the stuff that hasn't happened to me, but has happened to other people. Pets and people being shot by police officers during swattings. People breaking in with a gun to kill a YouTuber they don't like. It's incredibly serious, and it's not okay. That wasn't even the end of the craziness, though. That was the beginning. Because then, during the midst of all the Nicholas drama, someone tweeted out this, accusing me of sexting a 16/17-year-old girl named Jamie. Because I was currently the internet punching bag, and it was proof that the punch was justifiable.
Why didn't it fucking place? Oh my god, how did I lose that? If they weren't fucking teaming, I despise anyone who teams.
It was spread very quickly, without a lot of questions being asked. Before I break it down, I want to immediately say that this is not true. I did not groom anyone, I did not groom Jamie, and I would never be inappropriate with someone underaged. When they posted this allegation, attached was a video that, of course, went viral. It was a video from another phone of a Snapchat being opened, supposedly from Dream, that had moaning in the background and a very sexual caption. This is the clip in its entirety without audio. They also attached screenshots of Discord DMs between anonymous people who were claimed to be two friends of Dream's and said it was them discussing me having sexted a minor. In these screenshots, they say that I was confronted about it and that I admitted it. I've shown you every piece of evidence they posted without changes, and I've mentioned everything that they've claimed. Now, just to reiterate, this is not true. Every piece of evidence is either out of context.
Their evidence, like I said, I was working on a video about all of this, and it stresses me out how there is literally no evidence of him doing anything. There is not a fucking lick of it on anywhere of any of these people. None of them have posted actual evidence. It pissed me off trying to make that video because it was like, I hate it.
Edited, blatantly lied about, or presented in a very disingenuous way. Again, I did not groom anyone. I also was never confronted about grooming by any of my friends. Now, of course, when something like this is claimed, it's extremely serious, so I'm going to break it down in detail. Okay, so who is this accusation from? It's from an anonymous burner account made the day of the accusation, which is interesting. So we don't know who they are, but we do know who the victim is. Jamie, right? And how old did they say she was? They said 16/17. Okay. So what else do we know about Jamie? They said she left the internet in 2020. So because they apparently can't, let me tell you who Jamie is. I follow Jamie on Twitter, which people quickly pointed to as proof. As you can see, Jamie is also followed by Skeppy, Verb, and Spifey, other YouTubers from the community. I met Jamie when I wasn't even a YouTuber. I had just posted my first ever YouTube video less than a month before. I had less than 100 followers on Twitter the month that I met her. I made a lot of friends around this time because I wasn't a big creator and I was part of a lot of online communities as a fan. She played on Bad Boy Halo's Minecraft server and was a fan of Skeppy. I was trying to grow and make connections, and I had pretty much just made my Twitter account, so I made a lot of friends. Many people from this time I'm still friends with to this day. People claiming that me following her is proof that I sexed underaged fans or groomed her at all is ridiculous. These claims are completely false. They were right about her age. She's 21 now, so she would have been around 17 4 years ago. That's about the only correct thing they said this entire time. Like, remember they said she quit the internet in 2020 as a convenient way to excuse any questions about her? Well, she didn't. She liked a tweet from last month, actively tweeted all of 2022, and she changed her bio and Twitter account name when this happened, just wanting to be left alone? That's interesting. And she actually tweeted saying she only privated her account because some of her IRL friends were finding it and she didn't want them to. I wonder why they lied about that. Maybe because the person who's claiming this doesn't know Jamie, doesn't know anything about Jamie, doesn't know me, doesn't know anything about me, and is being malicious and making up whatever they can to end my career. Let's talk about some other stuff. They also said they posted the videos with permission, which of course makes the videos seem much more real. Well, it's apparently me, and I didn't give them permission, and it's apparently sent to Jamie, and she didn't give them permission. She quit the internet. She couldn't have. They even critiqued Moist Critical for his video, saying how terrible it was, claiming that I admitted that the Snapchats were real, which I never did. In their original tweet, they notably say when she had her age in her bio, which seems oddly specific, just to remove the few people that would say, well, what if he didn't know her age? When even in their own proof, which is random Discord messages with no context or who the messages even are. In another part of their screenshot, anonymous person number 2 says this, but for some reason, that's cropped out of their tweets because they don't even know what the screenshots they're using as evidence say. They don't care about the truth. They're just making things up as they go. And because it's a claim against me, people will just believe it. They can say, Jamie left the internet. No proof, but I guess she did. They say they got permission to post these videos. I guess they did. They post a video of Snapchats. Say it's mine. They never show the Snapchat profile or any proof that it's my Snapchat, but I guess you can't change your Snapchat name for free to anything at any time as many times as you want. So it must be Dream. No more evidence needed. They're telling the truth. Even with what little context and evidence they have to crop things and lie to try and hide the fact that they know nothing. But the burner seemed so confident. They couldn't be being malicious.
The burner account is so fucking fake, it pisses me. it's like, I hate this case because of how much it was spread that he was a pedophile without any evidence.
They even put in their bio that if Dream reached out, they would personally give him their information so that he could sue them, because everything they were saying was 100% true. Oh, what? That's not in their bio anymore? That's weird. I wonder why they removed that. They did reveal who they got the original screenshots from. So let's see what that person has to say and why the burner was so confident in their claims. Quote, "I don't know Jamie. I've never known her. I've never had a private or a public interaction with her at all." Unquote. Wow, seems like they have a whole lot of information. So I reached out to them to try and find anything that I could find to find out what this was even about, because I've never been confronted by one of my friends for grooming, and I've never groomed anybody. So I found out who was anonymous in these messages, and let's hear what they have to say.
These screenshots are extremely out of context and used disingenuously to tell a story about Dream that isn't true at all. I haven't spoken to Dream in a very long time, but to my knowledge, he has not interacted with underage fans inappropriately or in any way that could be considered grooming. These DMs were posted by the burner without my permission and without ever contacting me beforehand. They were sent to the burner by a vulnerable person that was upset and being taken advantage of while under the influence of alcohol. I want to be anonymous and stay completely out of this because all of the terrible stuff I've seen happen to everyone mentioned on both sides is very scary. This conversation was private in my life, and no one deserves to have their personal life dug through because of anonymous people making false claims without knowledge or context about anything they're saying.
This person was not involved at all and did not consent to anything. Now, if you're a little confused, I am too. This is a burner account making up things. Their story makes no
That is
sense.
why I'm the techno blade of
so let's
console.
just summarize this. This allegation is not from a victim. It is from an anonymous Twitter account that was made the same day as the
Holy
allegation.
fuck.
This anonymous person claims that I
Who
groomed a
I'm
girl named Jamie.
fucking
They
god.
did not
I'm
ever
a
contact
fucking
Jamie.
god,
They did
dude.
not know Jamie. They got none of their information from Jamie. They even incorrectly said that she quit the internet years ago when she's still active to this day. They posted videos claiming to be from me to a minor. They never showed proof that it was from me or my Snapchat profile. They never showed proof of who it was to. They cropped context from screenshots, lied publicly and said I admitted the videos were from me. They falsely alluded to the fact that the victim gave them permission and ended up causing massive harassment and terror to Jamie, who they said was a victim of mine. The person in the screenshots claims that I'm not a groomer, that they're extremely out of context, and that the burner doesn't even know what was being discussed, and that now their personal life is being dug into due to an anonymous burner account. On top of that, no one even taps to open the Snapchat. There's no finger, you can't open snaps with a button, but it doesn't even matter because you can see that no buttons were pressed. So how did it open? Nobody touches the screen. You can't open a Snapchat without tapping the button to open it. So ignoring the fact that there's no proof it's even me, how is this video even real? How did it open? The video doesn't even make sense. People have also pointed out that frames are missing, and that the normal Snapchat animation doesn't play at all. But despite all of that, hardly anyone asked any questions. If you replied asking any questions, you got called a groomer.
My unbiased opinion is it enraged me how fake this shit was. I keep saying that, but I want to keep alliterating. I think this is one of the dumbest moments in YouTube allegation history of anyone who took it 100% serious that he was a pedophile. I think is a fucking idiot. Anyone who actually looked at the stuff and took it 100% serious that he was a pedophile is a moron who doesn't know anything about anything, who just lacks common thinking. That's what I gotta say.
Supporter. Despite the fact that the proof was a video of a video of a video from screenshots of DMs of screenshots of DMs. You have to go 4 people deep to find anyone that has ever talked to Jamie. I'm not even in any of these screenshots. And the video of the video of the video has 10 frames where you see the name Dream. Most people spreading this did 0 research. But wait, they reported me. They even reached out to the Orange County Police, my local police. They put it in writing, put their name on it, and solidify that their claims are correct.
Thank you for calling the Orange County Sheriff's
Oh,
Office.
shit.
To continue in English, press 1. To continue in Spanish.
My name is... I have a YouTube channel and I live stream and stuff, and long story short, very recently someone anonymously posted a bunch of fake stuff online saying that I'm a pedophile, and of course it's from a burner, anonymous burner account, can't really, whatever. But anyway, in their post, they said that they called and talked to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about it, and of course they said that to try and make me look guilty for being a predator somehow. But I guess I wanted to call and try and get more information, I guess.
What's your name? people
To be
are
fair, he
there,
could be
they're
faking
slandering you.
this, but it's whatever.
There's nothing, and this is we have a very broad database. Nothing, no interaction. I did last name, first name, last name, nothing, 0.
To be fair, this call could be fake. To be fair, to be completely transparent, it could be, but with the lack of evidence of anything on the other side, I don't even think it matters.
Nada.
So there's
nothing.
no like
no reports been
allegations,
made.
reports, anything?
Nothing.
Oh, I love hackers. Oh, I love hackers. I love people
So if you
that
would like
hack.
to make a report and you feel like someone is harassing you, all right, but whoever's telling you that stuff, you may need to file a complaint because that's harassment. And that's
Oh,
false slander,
he got
and
kicked.
you do have civil rights, so you can make a report if you want.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas. Bye. And not that taking legal action as an anonymous source would prove anything, but just to be clear, I have searched far and wide, sent open access requests to police departments.
So you're not listed in my system at all.
And all police records are public in Florida, where I live. Not a single person has filed anything against me. Anything. Even though every claimant has claimed that they have. Again, not that it would prove anything if they did. It would be disproved in court, but not a single person did. I also don't have any civil cases brought against me, meaning no one has officially accused me of anything from anywhere, despite, again, every single person claiming they have. This is public record. But despite everything you've just heard before this in this video, when this tweet dropped, people were celebrating in the replies. Celebrating in the replies of a tweet that's supposed to be about a child being sexually abused. That is not okay, and just shows that you actually don't care about victims, about this. You just care about taking down Dream, which is the same thing the burner account cares about. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about what's real. They care about saying whatever they can to ruin my career.
Yep.
They don't care about victims. They don't care about Jamie.
Yeah, see, that's one of the worst parts about this is the amount of like stress this had to have brought on everyone involved, including the quote-unquote victims that were used as like scapegoats, and anyone who's actually experienced this, like a victim of other YouTubers or anyone in general. Hearing this shit, like someone taking that and faking it is awful, especially in a way to take someone's fucking career for literally no reason. You are a terrible fucking person if you think that is like genuinely okay. It's funny to joke about, sure, I could understand that, but genuinely saying that he's a pedophile and making fake evidence is awful in every sense of the fucking word.
And if you still don't believe me, let's hear a statement from Jamie herself, who seemed terrified, didn't want anything affecting her real life, wasn't a victim before, but is now, due to all the harassment and people spreading sexual things about her without her knowledge or consent. My name is Jamie. I want to make it very clear that I was never groomed. I definitely am not a victim.
For context, he's reading off what she said. It's not just Dream pretending.
I don't know how or why people are using my name and
Dream's just having a psychedelic episode. He's having a fucking schizo thing.
Information without having ever asked me if any of it's true.
Jamie's his alter ego.
Everything claiming to be about me was posted without my consent. Leave me alone. I want nothing to do with this. I have been getting harassed by people, either saying I'm looking for attention or digging through my life trying to confirm things I want nothing to do with. Leave me alone. Jamie's Twitter account got locked for suspicious activity after she was blocking all of her friends, so none of them would see the things being said online about her. She didn't quit the internet in 2020 like the burner claimed, but she probably will now. She had to change all of her social media ads, and people were messaging friends of hers, all because an anonymous person made a claim on her behalf without even knowing if it's true.
So awful.
Spreading sexual stories about her as a minor to millions of people, creating victims in the process. Hope it was worth it. So I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry that you were used as bait. I'm sorry that you have your life being dug through by people. And I'm sorry to all victims that have to see this, that have more fear about coming forward, because all this is terrible and no one wins. And I'm sorry to anyone else that got involved, were dragged into it. Sorry for those that were taken advantage of. I'm sorry for those that were lied to. Again, no one wins. It's incredibly hard to navigate these situations. There's no benefit to somebody putting their name and face out there to defend me or clear up complete lies if even when someone's completely in the wrong, they're still praised as a hero because it's against Dream. As I was literally about to post this video, another burner thread by a different burner was made about Jamie, claiming 24 pages of evidence that I groomed her. And the very first line of their document, the Twitter account Burner22 recently provided a screenshot of a Twitter DM conversation between them and someone by the name of Jamie. This is massively incorrect, a lie, and never happened, as you now know. The burner account was not any of the people and any of the messages, never spoke with Jamie, and the actual person in these messages has made a statement in this video debunking this, as well as Jamie. And this is the first line of their 24 pages. Their proof was all to show that I knew Jamie, followed Jamie, and that Jamie was a minor. All things that they didn't need to stalk her to do. Maybe let victims speak instead of digging into their lives. Their proof digs so much further into Jamie's life, including by stalking 4-year-old Twitter accounts of hers using the Wayback Machine, so that even content that she deleted and content from her private accounts are now being stalked. Leave her alone. This tweet has 40,000 likes in 10 hours as of me making this. This is ridiculous. Anyways, I tweeted when I first saw this claim, pointing a finger at someone that I thought was behind the burner account. I was messaged by multiple friends with proof linking them to the account. They were the only non-anonymous name on any of the screenshots, have a massive dislike for me, and were actively replying to the allegation. So my obvious assumption was that they are behind the account. This person used to be a friend of mine many years ago, and we are no longer friends for unrelated reasons. They claimed since that their only involvement was that when they were drunk and having a manic episode, that they sent some screenshots of stuff into a group chat with people that were asking them questions. They claimed that they have no other involvement. They said they don't know where the videos are from, that videos were never sent to her, and that the screenshots in her DMs were pictures and not actually videos. She claims that she did not send the screenshots, claiming that I groomed anybody, and that she had nothing to do with them being posted by the anonymous burner account. Now, if this is true, which I can assume it is, it's just another horrible thing the burner account did, taking advantage of a drunk person who was not having a good time and using their past with me to try and get dirt on me is just ridiculous.
It's
now,
awful.
I don't know who's behind the burner account because it's an anonymous account. And unfortunately, they removed the thing from their bio that said they'd tell me who they are so I could sue them. But regardless, my original tweets were worded poorly and people read into them, including her, and thought that I was claiming that the videos were real, but that I sent them to her. The screen recordings in my screenshot were from after the allegations were made, but I don't know how I would mean that. I only posted screenshots of her screen recording my chats to show that she was actively collecting information, but I see how if you don't know the dates, or really anything, then you could think that. In my tweet saying I was making a video about this, I called the audio essentially unsubstantiated revenge porn, with revenge porn in quotation marks, while of course denying that I groomed anyone. People again took that as me admitting that the audio was real, even though I literally say essentially, unsubstantiated, and put revenge porn in quotation marks. It is incredibly violating to have audio spread to the masses saying that it's you moaning, that people think is you moaning. Whether it is you moaning or not, it could be anyone moaning. It does not matter. It's still violating. This is sent to your little sister saying it's you moaning. It doesn't matter that it's not you moaning. It's being said seriously that it is. This is, in essence, revenge porn. This isn't even the only time I've had claimed sexual stuff spread about me. Once, people spread a video that was like deepfaked or something of me sucking my own dick. It obviously wasn't me, but so many people thought it was, which even caused some YouTubers to make videos like this.
You guys know I've never been the biggest fan of the YouTuber Dream, but I have always had respect for him as a person. That ends today. Dream sucked his own dick. You know, I thought this was some sort of joke. And then I saw the reply. Was a video of Dream sucking his erect penis.
But of course, while this was all going on Twitter, it just was okay to lie about me. And all the people posting fake screenshots and memes and taking things seriously from parody accounts just proves how easy it is to fake this stuff. So let's talk about fake allegations and how horrible they are. It's become a bit of a trend in the online space, or at least the gaming space, to fake grooming allegations. There have been fake allegations against Bad Boy Halo, which the person ended up tweeting and admitting they were fake and saying that they're just kids that made a mistake after he legally threatened them. There have been fake allegations made against Sapnap that, again, they admitted were fake. After I replied this time and called out something that was wrong with their story. They continued to lie and try and convince me, though. There have been false allegations against Carl, Rambo, Wilbur, probably every Minecraft gaming creator you know. Me saying any name doesn't even matter. Not everyone gets traction, and not everyone has as much effort put into it, but there have been hundreds. There were a few notable ones against me during the last month. One was disproved because it was proved that the video was edited, based on a frame hop. Another was disproved because of a photo in the background was from Tumblr. But there was one thing similar between all of them. They all showed fake evidence. They all showed fake edited Snapchats. They all showed fake edited pictures or videos, and that is scary. But sometimes they didn't even need evidence. Someone tweeted out that I wasn't working on my video, that I was actually out meeting a fan I met when they were 16 at a bar, and that I got stood up and laughed at by everyone. And this
What
just
the fuck?
didn't even happen. But you don't even need any proof. It was Thanksgiving, and I was charging my car by my grandparents' house, and I went to a non-alcoholic bar and played ping pong and was never stood up by anybody. They can just make up whatever they want and rudely take secret pictures of me, and people will believe it. This is crazy stalker behavior. They even said that I was the most ass ping pong player in the place when I was undefeated. They even had to lie and slander my ping pong record. And then of course parody accounts are tweeting images like this one, faking me DMing them and threatening them legally, or lots of other stuff. And again, this just shows how easy it is to fake stuff, especially when you're a burner account that has no accountability. One of the people that made the fake allegations even tweeted that I can't sue them, that they're anonymous and
Fucking
on a VPN
idiots.
after they were caught. People
How
will
I
take a
did
claim
that,
with almost
bruh.
no evidence and run with it and ruin people's lives, hundreds of jobs, families, not even just when it's me. It may only be a trend in the Minecraft space right now, but it won't be that way for long. Okay, XQC. I know you're probably watching this. I want you to address this. What do you have to say for yourself? It's irrefutable proof. Look, here it is on a second phone. Prove to me you didn't send me this video. Or you're a pervert. Forever. And everyone watching this will now know it.
That's
Or Pokemon.
fucking
You've
hilarious.
been getting some hate for your cookie prices recently. And I don't mean to expose you, but you did say this to me. And I think that's disgusting. What do you have to say for yourself? What more proof do you need? I also have the cookies she sent me. And
For context, he's showing, like, I don't know how to explain it. He's showing fucking fake things to show how easy it is to fake things.
signed note from her. This is irrefutable evidence. You get the point. I made all of those pieces of evidence in 10 minutes with only free programs. What's stopping anyone from going and making a fresh account, faking evidence, and then accusing a person they hate of something vile? Be careful what you believe and ask questions. Believing real victims is important, but not believing fake victims is very important to real victims too. As for my conclusion on this video, I have a couple things to say. First of all, I just want to recognize that I'm probably in this position because of myself. The people that made these claims undoubtedly had unhealthy parasocial relationships with me, and that's why it's gotten to this point. I want to and will do anything I can to denounce this. My view on fans has shifted slowly over time, jumping massively when I face revealed and actually got to meet fans in person, which made things much more real and massively changed my perspective. I think it's incredibly unhealthy to be obsessive with someone, and I also think that it's clear to anyone that's stepping back and looking at these situations that people obsessively hate me and are making up lies about me, which is also because of parasocialness. Parasocial love turned to parasocial hate. And I have no doubt that the anonymous people making these fake allegations were once big fans of mine. I grew up being a massive fan of football, and I had jerseys of my favorite players and was very passionate, so I've always related to stands in that way. But my passion never turned to obsession, and I never truly realized how serious it can get, even sometimes when people were literally telling me. I think that part of why I'm in the position that I'm in right now is because I started pulling away from my fans after my face reveal. Meeting fans in person made things much more real, and I wasn't so chronically online anymore because I actually had real life and things to do. I think that the fact that I'm a very relaxed person overall that has relaxed boundaries has encouraged that type of behavior too. So I'm just going to re-clarify some of my boundaries. One, I don't support any sexually explicit art of me or my friends. It never bothered me personally that much because I don't really care about anything, but it is just weird, especially if you're a minor and drawing anything like that. That's gross. I don't support anything inappropriate for minors at all. Art, TikToks, comments, anything. It's gross. 2, serious shipping is bad. I think that prying into people's private relationships, being deeply speculative or anything like that is terrible. I don't mind jokes. I don't mind doing it for fun, but anything serious really crosses the line. Again, I've always found it funny being shipped with George because we're not dating and we're friends. But if you genuinely think that we're dating and it's part of your personality or you obsess over it, you need to get off the internet. That is not healthy. I'm sure I'll make more clarifications in the future, but I just don't want anything weird. Don't obsess over me or my friends. I deleted a video called Stands on my second channel that I made a while ago that I don't necessarily view the same way now. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you as a fan, but again, just be normal. Be the passionate fan, not the stalker, obsessive fan. I've already had people with access to all of my accounts for a long time, but I will be slightly changing how I use my accounts now. At the end of the day, I do just want to make Minecraft content and have fun with my friends. That's it. That's all. Because of that, I've been a bit of a detriment to myself by arguing on Twitter or getting into petty drama that I don't need to. So because of that, I'm just not going to be using Twitter anymore. I'm going to have someone run my Twitter and post tweets promoting my content. I'll still tweet non-promotional stuff, just with it being positive only and going through multiple people. And I don't want anyone that's a fan of mine to take anything super negative away from this video or think about things in a really sad way. I want to be positive, and that's one of my favorite things about having a community at all, spreading positivity and love. So try and be positive. Say something nice today. Do something nice today. I don't want to keep letting this cloud loom over my head, though, so I'm just going to move on. I don't plan on making any more statements, and I don't plan on talking about this anymore. This is it. I just want to focus on making the best content that I can. So that's what I'm going to do. I have tons of Minecraft content that I've been working on, and I'm super excited to put it out there. Pretty crazy. And I've been working on some stuff for over a year now. I don't want to throw the excitement away. And again, this was by far the biggest reason for my inactivity. So Minecraft Dream will be coming back full force, stepping away from Twitter, and just focusing on putting out awesome Minecraft videos like I used to do. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that watched this video all the way through. I'm sure it was a roller coaster. There's tons of links and information as well in the description. I also posted multiple videos on my second channel. See you guys soon.
Well, I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but I think that was an amazing response. And I genuinely, I don't think there is no reasonable doubt in my mind, which reasonable doubt, the way I'm talking about it is the way in a court of law reasonable doubt would be used, which is the way someone's prosecuted is the jurors are supposed to have, without reasonable doubt, they did it. There is zero reasonable doubt in my mind that he didn't do it. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I genuinely do not think he's a creep. I think Dream is a stand-up, well, I don't know him personally, but I think his persona is a stand-up guy, and I think that this video was a great way to respond. I think it was, I'm glad that he listened to Kuwait, which if you don't know, Kuwait responded to him, told him that he should get off Twitter and just focus on making the video, which is what he did. And I think this was a great response. I want to look at some of the things he linked. So he, in the comments, statement from Jamie, statement from Anon and Burner Discord screenshots, emails with the Amanda Burson, statement from merch employee on flash drive with baby pictures, all Instagram messages between Amanda and me. I did my best to censor inappropriate language, however some things I could not, as they were attached to important pieces of evidence. I also could have just missed some accidentally. It's a long video. I do not support any forms of harassment. All social media ads were left uncensored for transparency, other than Jamie, who specifically requested to be blurred. Almost all music and sound effects used in this video are from Storyblocks. All witness statements are provided below, as they are with exemptions on anonymity and verification of identity attached. All other information in this video is in the video itself or publicly available online. This video uses music, visuals, sound effects, and help them understand and retain information easier. Serious topics are not drama. These lies were spread to hundreds of millions of people. I can only do my best to make sure the truth can be consumed as easy as possible. I believe that everything in this video is extremely important, even though addressing the more serious accusations is much more important. The foundation of some of these claims, including some other false claims that were quickly debunked, was built on being a creepy, dishonest person. Addressing the core issue before then presenting my response was something I felt could not be avoided. This does not devalue the importance of any singular topic discussed. They are all vitally important, and each chapter should be viewed as its own video. Feel free to use the contents of this video as you wish, and even monetize it, as long as context to all statements is provided. The video in its entirely is not re-uploaded. This includes, of course, fair use, reaction, and edits. I don't have much more to say other than I think it was a great response. I think Dream did a good job, and I fully believe that he is innocent, without a reasonable doubt, believe that he is an innocent man, at least in this instance. I don't know the guy personally, obviously, but I think it was a great response, and I hope anyone who joined the stream or is still watching enjoyed me talking about my opinion on everything, and enjoyed going over all the evidence and watching the truth, quote unquote, with Dream, with me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I was planning on making a video covering everything. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore, because I think it would be a waste of my time, because there really isn't any evidence of him being a pedophile. There's no concrete evidence, and I don't believe that he is. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. I'm tired, and I might try and edit some of the best points in this video. We'll see. It is like, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 23 minutes, so we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, whatever, do whatever you want. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a good night. Goodbye.